Inter Miami coverage, including play-by-play, weekly shows, and all the latest on the Herons. If it's Inter Miami, it's on ESPN 106.3. Listen on the ESPN South Florida app or stream it on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with Inter Miami anytime, anywhere. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE today.
Summer is officially here. The sun's out, the grill's going, the weekends feel a little longer. And with Gießen 0%, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of premium wine without the alcohol. Bright citrus, tropical notes, clean, refreshing flavor made for warm nights and good company. From poolside afternoons to sunset dinners, Gießen fits the pace of your summer, keeping you sharp, social, and fully in the moment. Gießen 0%, real wine for real life. The moment is now.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSIsYes.com today.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Vibes are high. Bobby Portis just wrapped up his press conference, and you already know we're an hour out from the Giannis show. Let's ride.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. It is July the 16th, and boy, is this day going to be a day that lives not in infamy, but a day that lives in history for the Miami Heat, for anybody in and around this organization, for people that are in Heat Nation, for people that are lockstep with Heat culture. On a day like today, where the hell is Evan Cohen? Bring your tail down from New York, man. The city needs you. Bobby Portis introduced at 12:30. His press conference attended by not only his family and a bunch of fans in the stands, but also we saw a Bam Adebayo appearance as he snuck in with a hoodie on and tried to be incognito, but there's not so many fellas 6'9" with that frame walking around, especially in that arena, that you're not going to notice. Also, of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo going to be officially introduced from the Miami Heat alongside Spo and Pat Riley for the first time addressing media, talking about the blockbuster trade that went down on June 23rd, where the Heat finally got their will, where Pat Riley showed the Miami Heat fans and more so, I would say, even proved to himself that he still does have it at this stage in his career. He went and got the guy, a Finals MVP, 14 years in Milwaukee, now starting his second part of his career with the Miami Heat at 31 years old. Finals MVP, two-time MVP, one of the few to do it in the NBA, especially doing it back-to-back. And it's a guy that is going to be fueled up with a chip on his shoulder to prove that he still can be the best player on a championship team. He'll have every opportunity to do that. But good people, this is exciting. So where you see me right now, if you're watching us on YouTube at ESPN South Florida, you can obviously always stream us live here on Theoretically Speaking at 2 o'clock. You'll see right behind me as I'm sitting here on this nice brown leather couch is a Larry O'Brien trophy being hoisted by the hands of what I would assume to be the Miami Heat players. It would only make sense. We're here at the Kaseya Center. I don't know if this is from 06. I don't know if this is from 2012. I don't know if it's from 2013. What I do know is there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of hype, and there's real, genuine optimism that what Erik Spoelstra is going to be able to build with this current iteration of this roster, dare I say LeBron James or not, the championship, the bar for success, the literal goal that they're going to talk about from training camp all the way through until June is that this is going to be a team competing for a title. And that is what I expect. That's the energy I got from Bobby Portis earlier. We're going to get into all of that. We'll play some of that press conference. And, again, we're going to take the Giannis Antetokounmpo presser live at 3. So be tuned for that. It's going to be a very special one. Damian Perez is back in the studios at ESPN West Palm, and he's going to be on the other side of that glass on the 1s and 2s. Cade Chump's going to pull up on us in the second segment here. He's the one that manned the video for us to make sure that we got that Bobby Portis interview, the press conference to y'all. And if you want to watch that thing in full, at ESPN South Florida, as always, on YouTube, so you can get tapped in. I want to start with this, good people. It's a Thursday. I always tell y'all Thursday is the best day of the week, and boy, am I locked in on that not being any more true than today. I have never felt the level of intensity, the level of purpose, the genuine actual feel from across the room. We're sitting 50 feet away likely from what that dais is, where Bobby Portis is sitting in between Erik Spoelstra and Pat Riley, the godfather of Heat culture and the architect of what the big 3 Miami Heat were, and the Jimmy Butler era Heat, and even that back end stuff with Dwayne Wade. Like Erik Spoelstra, the great basketball savant that is, up there, and I can tell the energy from those 3 guys is that this is the start of something special. It's the start of something special, and I feel bad because I fell into the trap, the same trap that I'm sure Heat fans and a lot of the popular culture around NBA, talking heads got into, in saying that and assuming that Bobby Portis was some kind of throw-in, and assuming that Bobby Portis was some kind of afterthought in what this huge Giannis Antetokounmpo deal was. Let me run back that package, and then I'm going to air to y'all, specifically from the mouth of Pat Riley, what makes me know that not only was Bobby not just a throw-in in this deal for the Heat, it seems like this is a guy that the Heat have wanted, and the feeling has been mutual ever since he stepped foot into the NBA, fresh out of Little Rock, Arkansas, as a ripe 18-year-old. Now, let's go back to the details of the trade. June 23rd, massive blockbuster gets announced. It was right literally before midnight, and it was Bobby Portis and Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Miami Heat in exchange for Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Khalil Ware, Kasparas Giaconchonis, and several draft picks. Several draft picks that go out the door. Milwaukee hits the reset button. The Miami Heat open up what you believe to be a new championship window. And as the Heat roster stands right now, you have Giannis, you have Bam Adebayo, you still have Nikola Jovic, you of course have Andrew Wiggins, a former NBA champion himself. You have brought in now Bobby Portis and Giannis, who are NBA champions from that run with the Milwaukee Bucks in 2021. Who can forget last week's press conference with Tim Hardaway Jr., who he now is stepping into the shoes of where his father made his hay, right here off of out here in South Florida, wearing the same number. And he also an NBA champion with the Denver Nuggets at the, obviously, we don't want to talk about what happened in 2023 on this side, but at least you know that you got that guy, a sharpshooter, on your hands as well. And you look at a guy like Davion Mitchell and then all of the two-way players and rookies and guys that the Heat are going to cultivate up through Summer League and this offseason and training camp. And there's a legit reason to believe that this is the start of something special. But I think that the overlooked piece, the most under-talked about part of all of this that we do need to shed some light on, is the man that we just heard from about an hour and a half ago, right on the dais there in the middle of the floor at the Kaseya Center. And if you don't want to take my word for it, Damian, let's play the audio of the Godfather, Pat Riley, talking specifically about the acquisition of Bobby Portis Jr.
A hell of a player, and we're very fortunate to have him part of our organization. And so it's sort of a dream, an aspiration of mine that came true. And I think with Bam and Giannis and Nico and Bobby, that we got a very potent power rotation that's very versatile. So
he said a dream. Pat Riley, who has been in the NBA since the 60s as a player, as a coach, now as an executive, he called it an aspiration of his, a guy that has so many championship rings that, if he puts them in a bag and jingles it around, people might think, it's going to be middle of December, we're doing Christmas carols and jingle bells. The dude is absolutely accomplished. The dude has done so many great things in his career at all three stages. And a guy who doesn't really speak in hyperbole. When he says something, he means something. Called it a dream and an aspiration to get a guy like Bobby Portis, who is a sharpshooting 4, a guy that can stretch the floor. He has that tenacity. He has that disposition that the Miami Heat pride themselves on. And maybe most importantly, from his POV, when that trade got announced, I don't know if he's going to go out and say this outright. When Giannis requested the trade from Milwaukee, let's not forget, Bobby Portis has been his teammate. He talked about it 6 straight years in Milwaukee with the Bucks. He talked about on that day is how he helped orchestrate through Giannis's agent him joining Giannis in Milwaukee, and he told the Greek Freak that I can be the guy to help you to a championship. And they accomplished that not 6 months after he became a Milwaukee Buck. And I do believe this was always going to be a package deal, Bobby going out the door with Giannis. And I do believe even more firmly that Bobby might have been one of the more integral people in telling Giannis and encouraging Giannis that the Miami Heat were the place to go. He grew up a Heat fan. It's something that we really learned more in depth. Bobby Portis. Not only did he grow up a Heat fan, I had forgotten all about this, but he even talked about how on his draft day when he was a rookie and he got announced as the 22nd pick in that draft to go to the Chicago Bulls, people pulled some receipts on him on Twitter of tweets that came out where he was talking about bleep Derrick Rose and hashtag Heat Nation. There are so many different things. He got up there and Bobby Portis told us, bold-faced, locked in with those sharp eyes and that glaring stare that we all know and love, and he told us he was born to be a Heatle. If that doesn't excite fans in South Florida, if that doesn't excite people that have been dealing with 4 straight play-in tournaments, people that have been dealing with what I've been calling the Heat sitting and middling in the purgatory of the NBA for the past 4 years, I don't know what will. The dude has unmitigated confidence, somewhat irrational. He even talked about how this last year with the Bucks, he believed that they can compete and they can win and make it in the playoffs this year. I don't want to understate how much the Bobby Portis Jr. part of this deal means to the Miami Heat and how much it seems like Spo and Pat and even Bobby himself have a plan for how he's going to work into this locker room. He's got a great relationship with Bam. He, of course, has a tight brotherhood with Giannis, and I do think that this is something that I wanted to make sure we express. The number one takeaway from earlier on is that they wanted to make sure, separating up these times in which they spoke, having Bobby at 12:30 and Giannis at 3, they wanted to give him his light. They wanted to give him his flowers and his time in the sun to make sure that people know that this is not a afterthought. Like all of the other joint press conferences we'll see, this is not an acquisition that the Miami Heat are just doing because of salary cap purposes. This is something that was intentional, and it's something that I believe that they are going to use to make sure that they're able to actually compete for a championship. Now, if you're like me, of course, as a Heat fan, today was always only going to be about this press conference and seeing what the Heat's plan is for these next 4 or 5 years. I did realize, though, the Open Championship actually did spark off today. I am very aware also that we do have a World Cup stage where there are 2 teams left here in the final, Argentina and Spain. I am aware that there are so many great other things happening in sports right now that there are people that are clued in on, but I would be remiss if I did not make this the center of everything here on a Thirsty Thursday, the best day of the week, right here on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3. I ask you, the fan, now. As we are anticipating some words from Giannis in a little under an hour, which we'll play live here on Theoretically Speaking. One word to describe this new era of the Miami Heat with Giannis, with Bam, with Bobby Portis, and then also what I'll say is, with that championship-winning head coach in Erik Spoelstra, who's the longest-tenured coach in the league and a guy that has all of the respect all around the association, including the respect of the one man that everybody is trying to recruit, of the one man whose name we can't seem to get. Like, as a reporter here, there's all this media here, there's all these fans here, and every other moment you'll hear people on the rumor mill or whispering or joking about how we might get that LeBron James notification. But even without Bron, one word to describe what the Heat era will look like under Giannis Antetokounmpo. We'll open up the phone lines, the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. 776. One word to describe Giannis era Miami Heat. What is it? What is it going to be? What does it mean to you? We'll open up the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. And you know Baptist Health Orthopedic Care welcomes you to being treated like the pro. If there's one word that I continue to attach to, and last night in preparation for this, I actually went back to Amazon Prime Video, and I went to the Giannis Antetokounmpo documentary to remind myself of what his journey was like growing up in Greece and taking his talents to America and the different things, and not just battles, but the different adversities and things he learned along the way as he had to leave his family as an 18-year-old and go off to Milwaukee and become a man and become a professional and become that family man that we see today. I think about that. I think about how Giannis has always efforted and reminded us that winning is the utmost important thing. I see the way he plays. I see the way that he cares. I look at the way that he's had this relationship and this also confidence with the Miami Heat to make them one of the few destinations that he said he would extend with and that he wants to be traded to. And the only thing I can keep going back to is I try to find one word to talk about how all of this culminates for the Miami Heat. It's purpose. It's purpose. This is purposeful. This is intentional. If there was any other team that Giannis Antetokounmpo should ever have joined, it's a team like the Miami Heat that values family, that values culture, that cares about one thing and one thing only, and that is the ultimate goal of lifting up the Larry O'Brien trophy. I learned that Bobby Portis Jr., not only is he cut from that same cloth, the guy might be even more tenacious than what we see pop off on television when you watch the guy hoop on the court and what you've seen him do for the many teams he played for, and most recently the Milwaukee Bucks. But this right here, make no mistake, was purposeful. It is destiny, and we'll see what the Miami Heat are actually able to make of it. LeBron or not, right? Championship or not, I do think that this new era that the Heat are entering into is going to be one that is not going to be forgettable. It's going to be one that's going to resonate with this fan base, and it's coming at the perfect time because Heat fans have been desperate for a opportunity to say that we actually have a real shot at doing this thing on the highest level. 888-760-3776, 888-760-3776. That's the number to the Baptist Health Hotline for you to call in and let us know your one word to describe this new era Heat under Giannis and Bobby Portis Jr. I got my first taste of what the intensity is like when speaking with Bobby Portis, and we're going to play that for you right here because what you won't hear on the radio is the intense eye contact that Bobby gave me as I asked him this question, but I believe I know why it was. It wasn't nothing in it. It wasn't harmful. The dude didn't want to jump off that dais to come after me, but I do think that there's a certain word that triggered him, and you'll hear it. Take a listen to this from earlier in the press conference.
Welcome to Miami, Bobby. Theo Dorsey with ESPN West Palm. When I look at the Heat roster right now, a lot of champions, a lot of guys with championship experience. How much more comfortable does that make you with the makeup of what the Miami Heat can be this year, knowing just how much that differentiates guys, especially as a veteran now, and what they know how to bring to the table when it matters most?
Yes, but to be honest with me, bro, I'm always comfortable, bro. Like, no matter who I'm playing with, it can be my little brothers out there with me, myself, and my three little brothers. I feel like I'm going to win, bro. Like, that's just my mentality. I never feel like I'm going to ever lose. Like, even last year, our team might not have been that good, call me delusional, but I swear we was going to make the playoffs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just my mentality every day. So it don't matter who I'm playing with, who's on the floor with me. I'm going to go hard regardless and give my all to the front of – it's the name on the front of the jersey. So whether it's a rookie, whether it's a 10-year vet, whether it's a 5-year pro who doesn't have playoff experience, I'm rocking with you. Let's get it.
The crescendo and intensity from that guy can't necessarily just be heard with the voice, but definitively when you watch it back on video, you'll see he meant what he said what he meant. And Bobby Portis is a guy who, wasn't super heralded coming out of Arkansas. He wasn't necessarily the belle of the ball in any of the places in which he was acquired. But one thing that I've realized in every place this guy has gone is, especially I know folks from Fayetteville, Arkansas, who speak highly not just of his character, but how much of a personality he is and how he ingratiates himself to people. The dude is beloved at every single stop. The dude is a folk hero at every place that he goes. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to miss Giannis, not just because he's a generational superstar and he delivered that championship, but also because of what a great man he is and how committed he was to that city. Bobby had that same commitment to Milwaukee, and Bobby did say on that day is that the only other place that he would like to go to continue his career was right there in Miami. The only other culture that he felt like he would be welcomed into, but not just welcomed into, he'd be a culture add to, was this Miami Heat team. And that says things. It's a very glowing statement from a guy who cares about the right things, coming towards a franchise that clearly prioritizes the right things, and it should give a lot of people a lot of confidence in what this Heat team can be. We're going to continue to play some things out of the Bobby Portis interview. We also are 40 minutes out from Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, the South Beach freak, the man who I think we still do have an opportunity to kind of come up with a new nickname for you. Bobby gave us his new nickname, I-95, and we'll tell that story as we continue things on too, but maybe we can also open up the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776, if you have a great new moniker for Giannis as he does enter into what is going to be his age 31 season, and his first one not in a Bucks uniform, and his first one not only in a new organization, but in a spot where he's going to jump in. It's going to be instant expectations to be able to compete at the highest level in a growingly tough Eastern Conference. So we'll get to all of that and more. Plus, we will get an update from the major, the Open, that's happening right now as well. All of that on the other side here, but we're live from the Kaseya Center. We are active with Heat culture, and we are going to be giving it to you first here live, not the exclusive, but we are going to be giving you the first words from Giannis specifically on this major blockbuster deal and what it means for him to be suiting up for the Miami Heat in that number 7 uniform. Damian Perez is back there. Kate Chums are going to join us on the other side to give us more feels from the Kaseya Center. It is your boy Theo Dorsey, and we are live, theoretically speaking, on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Nationwide, the Heat is at an all-time high, and I'm not talking about them boys out there in Miami, because that Florida Heat shows up every single day, so make sure your home is showing up as well to combat it. Right now, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing is offering 0% interest financing for 60 months to qualified customers. Remember, EDS is yes. EDS is yes.com. When your AC taps out and you just need yourself a quick little substitution, you get same-day hot water heater replacement as well as a little bit of ease off of those AC needs. EDS is yes. EDSisyes.com. It's Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing specialist, and it's a winning lineup that is prepared specifically by you. Remember, EDS is yes. Go to EDSisyes.com. Those cheap repairs, they're going to cost you more in the long run, but quality, especially the quality from EDS, it can win you championships. EDS stands for Everyday Savings, and those everyday savings are awaiting you. Go to EDSisyes.com right now and see how the good people who have been servicing this area for 20 years can service you and make you feel more proud, more comfortable, and grateful to have your home equipped with EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDSisyes.com. Tap in.
Big summer flavor is waiting at DQ Grill & Chill. Right now, enjoy the perfect $7 meal deal. 3-piece chicken strips, fries, medium drink, and a sundae, all for just $7. And for $2 more, you can upgrade to the new DQ Blizzard of the Month. Nestle drumstick with peanuts. Bite into choco-covered drumstick pieces, plus peanuts blended into DQ's world-famous soft serve. It's the perfect crunchy and creamy treat all in one. And it's only at DQ Grill & Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Go Go big and save big at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach. Right now, choose from over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned cars and SUVs ready to drive home today. That means more selection, more savings, and more ways to get the deals you've been waiting for. Whether you're looking for a fuel-efficient commuter, a family SUV, or a sporty new ride, Greenway Kia West Palm Beach has you covered. And here's the game changer. Big inventory means big value, putting more money back in your pocket. Credit challenges? No problem. The Credit Clinic is back, and the experienced team at Greenway Kia will work with you to explore financing options that fit your lifestyle. So don't wait. Find the Kia that's perfect for you, your budget, and your driveway. Call Lonnie Mister today at 561-433-1511. That's 561-433-1511. Or hurry on to Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, where big inventory means big savings. But don't wait. These deals won't last. Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
You put a lot into your business. Your signage should reflect that. At Signorama West Palm, family owned and operated for over 32 years, we've been helping businesses stand out and stay top of mind. We don't just design signs. We handle the whole process, including professional installation and service. From ADA signs to reception signs and full storefronts, we turn everyday spaces into branding that gets attention. We can handle it all. Call us today at 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpv.com.
Summer is officially here. The sun's out, the grill's going, the weekends feel a little longer. And with Gießen 0%, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of premium wine without the alcohol. Bright citrus, tropical notes, clean, refreshing flavor made for warm nights and good company. From poolside afternoons to sunset dinners, Gießen fits the pace of your summer, keeping you sharp, social, and fully in the moment. Gießen 0%, real wine for real life. The moment is now.
Marlins baseball is heating up this summer. Catch an exciting weekend at Lone Depot Park when the Fighting Fish face the Padres July 24th through 26th. Celebrate Venezuelan heritage presented by Santa Teresa as part of the T-Mobile Heritage Series and score an exclusive jersey with ticket package. Plus, enjoy live entertainment, food, and drink specials. And don't miss the limited edition Javier Sanoja Gold Glove Mini Bobblehead giveaway. Get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets.
Hi, I'm Wendy Sartori-Link, your Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. The 2026 primary is on August 18th, and now is the time to make your game plan. Florida is a closed primary state, which means if you want to vote in a party's race, you need to be registered with that party at least 29 days before Election Day. Don't wait until the last minute. Check your registration and get election ready today. Visit votepalmbeach.gov to get started. That's votepalmbeach.gov. See you at the polls.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
We're live from what I assume to be the dressing room that usually the great performers that come and, grace the stage here at the Kaseya Center use. It's dressing room A. It's right here in the tunnels of the Kaseya Center, just around the corner from where the press conferences are being held, where Giannis Antetokounmpo scheduled to speak at 3 p.m. Bobby Portis Jr. spoke promptly at 12:30. We have the full press conference for you available on ESPN South Florida's YouTube page. And then, of course, we'll be recapping what some of the vibes have been like from there, as well as talking about the prospects for the Heat going into this year and more as they enter this new era. It is the Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak Day here with the Miami Heat, and theoretically speaking is on the road getting you right. It's your boy Theo Dorsey, now Kay Chumsland, right alongside me, joining you. And he, just like me, was in there for what was an intense, passionate, and also very direct press conference from Bobby Portis. Kay, what was your number one takeaway from what he, Spo, and Pat shared on stage with the good people?
Well, first of all, when you walk into the arena, and we were doing this in the main arena. This wasn't some side room that they were holding this at. This was in the main arena. They wanted to make this a massive deal. And I love how excited everyone got. And this is why I love the Heat, right? Because did you notice who was in the stands? It was everyone who worked for the organization.
Oh, I didn't realize those were staff, those were employees.
Yes,
okay.
those were
I thought those
staffers.
were fans.
Nope.
Those random fans.
Nope,
okay.
I thought they were too.
Okay.
And I forget who shouted it out. But those
were the people that did the Bobby chants.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. They
okay.
had and so for those of you who haven't seen the video yet, essentially they had a stage set up where out comes Spo, Riley, and Bobby. And then in the stands behind where the media was, they had a crowd full of people who, I forget, again, how they got shouted out, but those were staff members of the Heat.
Yeah.
And so they all start chanting out Bobby Portis, Bobby Portis. And so that was just a really cool moment to see the organization kind of surround Bobby, and I am assuming we're going to get the same reaction out of Giannis. So it was really cool to see everyone get behind Bobby. You know how, and when it comes to the actual press conference itself, you know how when a lot of times you're watching either a sports movie or you're watching a sports locker room and the coach is firing up the team and you're like, man, I could run through a wall for that guy.
I'll try to hoop right now. Yeah.
That's what I felt listening to Bobby Portis. Even though he wasn't necessarily a coach, that is a guy I'm like, I will go up the hill for you. I will run with you. Like, that is a teammate I would take the floor with right there. That's how I felt. I got amped. I got hyped. He was all business, and it was very exciting to not hear someone just say, yeah, I'm super excited. He was like, yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm ready to work, and I don't care who's with me, like he told you.
Yeah.
He's like, let's just get to work. So it was very exciting.
Yeah, no, it was great. And what you kind of learned from not only that interaction with Bobby, but again, the way that the Heat treated him and the way that they welcomed him and the way that Spo and Riley talked about him is that, like, despite Giannis coming here, this is a dude that they were trying to get either way.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Bobby Portis is a guy that they saw as a stretch four, a physical guy, a guy that kind of brings the same mentality, the same energy that Udonis Haslem has meant to the Miami Heat from a player through now as a staff member as well. They see those qualities in Bobby, and then they look at his game and look at last year, even the last couple of years for the Milwaukee Bucks. People have been talking about how, Bam and Giannis and even maybe LeBron, where's the shooting going to come from? Where's the shooting going to come from? Bobby Portis shot 45% from deep last year.
Ooh.
He shot 40% from deep just 2 years ago with the Milwaukee Bucks. In fact, he shot above the 40% clip 1, 2, 3, 4 different times in his career, and he's always hovered in the either mid to high 30s there. That is a jump shot you have to respect. That is a guy who he talked about how he's never afraid to let it fly, whether it's a preseason game or if it's the NBA Finals Game 6. Bobby Portis is going to bring the level of confidence, shooting, defensive tenacity, aggression, size, length, everything that the Miami Heat actually need. And I do think it's one of the more unheralded things that the Heat were able to accomplish this offseason as they look to try to make a roster around a more difficult to navigate NBA second apron era here where you have to kind of find guys who outvalue their contract. So excited about that. We're going to get back to some of the Bobby Portis Jr. talk, Kate. I do want to, for the good people that love the golf, LeBron did tell us he wants to go somewhere where he can be happy and he can play some golf. There's some golf being played across the pond.
Across the pond, indeed. This leaderboard update for the Open Championship is brought to you by the Breakers Palm Beach and Kaiser University. Well, it's a historic site. They're at Royal Birkdale in Southport, England, which has had some insane finishes over the past few years. And we've already got a tight leaderboard just on the first day. Your number one spot at 5 under par is going to be Jackson Suber. I'm working on that one. Suber. He's a guy who has never won on the PGA Tour, has never finished better than the top 2 or 3, I believe. He's had some decent top 5 finishes this year, but he's coming out. He had an insane 4 under through the last 5 holes, including an eagle on 17 to propel him to the top. He's got the solo lead at 5 under. Then we've got 2 guys tied at 4 under, the South Korean Sun Jae-im, as well as the Englishman Daniel Brown. So those 2 at 4 under. And then we've got, I believe this is 11 different guys at 3 under par, tied for 4th place, most notably the Belgian Thomas Dietrich, the Scot, I should say, Robert McIntyre, the Italian Francesco Molinari, as well as the big American Bryson DeChambeau, who has missed the cut in each major this year.
Yeah, that's been one of the big, conversations around Bryson, and now it looks like he
3 under, tied for 4th,
Yeah.
had himself a decent day, especially coming out with those 2 birdies to start the day. And then we've got 2 more guys out there tied for 3 under who still have holes left to play. Colin Morikawa is on the 17th hole at 3 under, and Captain America Cameron Young on the 15th hole right now, also at 3 under. a whole big stacked leaderboard at the Open Championship at the historic Royal Birkdale. Dude, Sunday's going to be nuts. You're going to have the final of the Open and the World Cup going on at the same time.
Crazy.
We vegging on Sunday, my friend.
What I will say about that, too, is I appreciate it. At first, when I saw the schedule for the World Cup semifinals, I was a little ticked off that we had mid-afternoon games of that magnitude. I did actually end up appreciating it from a viewer standpoint, and also I appreciated that I do not any longer live in Georgia. I do not have to navigate the streets of Atlanta. I can only imagine, Cade,
I can
what the
actually
hell it was like out there in Atlanta. A 3 p.m. kickoff at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in one of the worst-built infrastructure traffic cities in America already, and you had Argentina and England. I'm having to assume that there was a little road rage.
I'll tell you what, my parents went through that city last night.
Oh, no.
I kid you not.
At what time?
So they were in Macon at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And they're looking ahead. They're trying to figure out how to get around the city. The whole place is red. They hung up the phone on me last night. They're like, Cade, we're not sure what we're going to do. We'll get back to you. They never got back to me. So I can only imagine how far they actually got. They're trying to get to Kentucky from Florida.
So they were just passing through, but they could not. Oh, no. So Macon, for people that don't know, Macon about an hour and a half south of Atlanta.
On I-75, and I-75 runs right through the middle.
Yep.
You can take the Beltway on 285, but even that was just all red. So I don't know how they made it through.
You don't.
But I'm going to get a report from them later tonight, and hopefully they're okay.
That is crazy. And that's the thing. So there's a rule. If you've ever lived in Atlanta, if you've ever even visited somebody who lives there or had a little bit of an extended stay, there's a rule in Atlanta where between like the hours of, let's say, 1 and 7, nobody wants to leave the house.
Correct.
Don't act like if you want to be a courteous person and a good friend, and you're flying in to see one of the homies that happens to live in Atlanta, and you ask them to come out for happy hour that starts at 4 or 5, they hate you. Whether or not they do it and they pull up, that's to be seen. They hate you for that. Nobody wants to leave the house between 1 and 7. And in the morning, just forget about it as well. Like, that is incredibly, to this day, I cannot figure out why they did not figure out the infrastructure better out there. And they should be barred from hosting the major events. I love Mercedes-Benz Stadium, too. It's one of the wonders of the stadiums that we have here in America. It is the Jumbotron in the middle. I was there in Georgia when that thing got built, when Arthur Blank built his palace. But the city itself cannot handle that level of flow of people. So just hopefully everybody was safe. Everybody had a good time.
But you're right. That level of a World Cup game.
Yeah, that was a crazy game.
Can you imagine New York on Sunday night? This could be crazy. This is going to be fun, though, for us.
How's Miami going to be? How's Miami going to be for the third place match?
Have we heard any crazy stuff? Because it would. I think
the thing about that was I really wanted France-Argentina.
I know, you said that. But we just had England here last week.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be just about that.
And it's a third place match, so it's not going to matter as much.
I mean,
I wanted France-Argentina just because that match would have mattered. Like,
correct.
Ironically, it would have mattered just as much as the World Cup final. It would have been Messi's final World Cup game in the very city in which he also is playing professionally in the MLS, and also he would have been going head-to-head with Kylian Mbappe for the Golden Boot. It low-key would have mattered just as much as the World Cup final in New York, which sounds sacrilegious to say, but, storylines matter.
You're going for the Golden Boot of just this year. It's hard, though, because Kylian Mbappe is going to break the all-time record next World Cup.
It's over with.
So you're just kind of going for just this Golden Boot this year.
Yeah, that's over with. And
but I hear you.
And for Messi, I do think, though, he does – not only does he want to round out his career with a World Cup victory here, he also would love to at least end this World Cup with that lead, with the all-time lead. So you can at least say, you know how some people in their bios, they retire as the all-time passing leader or whatever. I think Peyton Manning was able to do that. He wants to retire as the all-time goals leader, and then Kylian Mbappe's got 4 more years to try and reset the mark there. But speaking of 4 more years, I hope there's 10 more years of what we're going to have here with the Miami Heat, as it is Giannis Antetokounmpo Day. We're here at Kaseya Center on Theoretically Speaking. That's Cade Chumps, and I'm Theo. In just a few, Cade, you're going to have to go out there to set up for the Giannis conversation. What is the one main thing that you're curious about from Giannis's POV about why he chose Miami to be the destination? I feel like as a Heat fan, I'm comfortable. I'm biased, But what do you think it was? What do you think it really was that sold Giannis on this as a place?
So I'm super curious because over the past 3-4 years, and this has been a hot topic on Sportsman like 6 to 10 a.m. when Evan Cohen keeps trying to insert the phrase heat culture.
Yeah.
And everyone on that show keeps shutting him down.
Everybody hates it.
Because everyone has seen what the actual production has been the last 2 years. But if you notice, one of the first few things that Bobby Portis mentioned was the culture. He didn't say heat culture, but he said the culture. I'm curious to see if Giannis thinks heat culture is still a thing. From an inside NBA perspective, from a guy who has played the Heat multiple times in the playoffs,
and
from
some
a guy
intense battles too.
From a guy who had to play games against them, who has obviously been in communication with Riley and Spo for it seems like years now because the trade rumors have been going on for so long. Does Giannis actually believe heat culture, quote unquote, is still a thing? I hope somebody asks him that early on.
Well, we'll have the opportunity to do so in about 20 minutes. And I will say, too, I was curious what that Bobby. We'll play the sound from both Spo and Bobby Portis talking about a awkward interaction he and Spo had on when they were in opposing uniforms. And I was curious if there was any bad blood, if there was any level of intensity that comes out in that competition that they weren't able to get over. Was glad to see that they both were able to joke about it. So we'll play that and more on the other side. Plus, we're 20 minutes out from getting Giannis Antetokounmpo live.
Last thing I'll say, Bobby Portis, and we're going to play another soundbite later in the show about why he chose the number 95 instead of 9.
Yeah.
If we do not call him Lightning from Lightning McQueen, I'm going to have a problem. He's literally wearing red and orange and white.
I hear you.
I'm going to have a problem if it's not Lightning.
Good Karma Brands' very own Pratik Patel, who is, hails from Milwaukee, is donning him with the nickname Eyes 95.
No. I get it.
Eyes 95?
I get it.
Eyes 95?
No, please.
All right, we'll see. That and more on the other side. That's Kate Chumpson. He's about to set up so we can get the Giannis thing going. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. We're live from the Kaseya Center on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Dining out? Yikes. Couldn't be me. Except, wait, it is me? Because now, for a limited time at McDonald's, I can get a classic McChicken or sausage burrito for just $1.50. You heard that correctly. $1.50 USD. That's less than the gas to get there. Or 1 hour of parking. Or, well, honestly, most things right now. Leave it to McDonald's to come through for me and the crew when we need it the most. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's. With refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba. To crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here. Now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine.
I'll be honest with you. If an injury is keeping you from what you love, our expert team at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is right here, and they're ready to get you back in the game. Welcome to pro-level orthopedic care at Baptist Health. It is trusted by the pros, the ones that you watch on Saturdays, Sundays, and even sometimes Monday nights, and it's ready for you because everyone deserves that pro-level care. So visit baptisthealth.net/ortho so you can learn all about how Baptist Health Orthopedic Care can welcome you to being treated like a pro.
At HSS, movement is our specialty. Whether you're an athlete, a weekend warrior, or just trying to stay active, injuries and pain can keep you from moving the way you want. Our orthopedic specialists provide personalized treatment options for sports injuries, joint pain, spine care, and more. From non-surgical care to surgery and rehabilitation, with locations in West Palm Beach, Wellington, and Jupiter. Choose better, move better. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Listen live for all of your Inter Miami coverage, including play-by-play, weekly shows, and all the latest on the Herons. If it's Inter Miami, it's on ESPN 106.3. Listen on the ESPN South Florida app or stream it on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. Stay connected with Inter Miami anytime, anywhere. Presented by Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE today.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSIsYes.com today.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Whether you need
Minor League Baseball action at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Come out for soccer night on Saturday, July 18th, and the first 500 fans will receive a free Frozen Iguana soccer jersey presented by Mega Commercial. And be sure to get into the early holiday spirit with Christmas in July on Saturday, July 25th. Ho, ho, ho. Both games are special Frozen Iguanas games, so stop by the ticket office or visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com to get your tickets today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I can't wait to play. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Some of the words from Giannis Antetokounmpo already as he has been touring the Kaseya Center, touring his new home. 15 minutes out from addressing the media for the very first time as number 7 for the Miami Heat. And the 6'11 forward who comes with a Finals MVP and championship experience, also coming with a lot of playoff battles with this very organization, a lot of history built up, going to war against Erik Spoelstra and the different iterations of the Miami Heat, mostly through the Jimmy Butler era. That is all going to be interesting. I'm sure a lot of that is going to come out. Bobby Portis, who spoke a couple of hours ago, detailed in very specific order some of the angst he had, some of the also respect he earned and gained throughout some of those battles with Miami. As again, in that Eastern Conference for about 3 or 4 years, it felt like that matchup was inevitable, and every single time those two teams got together, it was an all-out war and a bloodbath because they were two teams that played with that same level of tenacity. Now the Heat taking on two of the main culprits for what that tension was built on. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. It is a Thursday, the best day of the week, and we are theoretically speaking on the day that Giannis speaks. We're going to take that press conference live at 3 right here as we hear from Giannis for the first time in a Heat uniform. But we talked to Bobby Portis Jr. earlier. And Portis, who is a sharpshooting big with length, with, again, the same drive and passion that we've seen from a guy like Udonis Haslem, a guy that Pat Riley and Erik Spoelstra already admitted is kind of made for what the Miami Heat stand for. He talked about how in one of those playoff series, and this was, I believe, 2022, Erik Spoelstra and he got into incidental or maybe even intentional, shared a bump on the court that you can tell, there was some fire behind, and Spo brought it up, I would say, 2 or 3 minutes into the press conference. Bobby spoke on it as well later on when he was by himself, talking about the different run-ins he's had with this Miami Heat organization as he's now being welcomed to be a part of it. And let's first hear how Erik Spoelstra recounted what happened between he and Bobby in the midst of a little back and forth.
Well, Bobby and I got to know each other over the years in a playoff game. We feel like we battled against these guys quite a bit. He bumped me on the sideline to send me a message.
I remember.
I don't think I was moving. He wasn't moving, so we collided against each other. But we've had some great battles over the years, and really respected him.
It's last time I remember a huge NBA forward bumping Spo heading towards the sideline. What culminated in that a year later was a championship. And yes, I'm referring to LeBron James doing so to Erik Spoelstra in the beginning days of the Big Three Heat, when everybody thought that was going to be a huge blow up and everybody thought that was the end of the Spo era, a very early into the Spo era with the Miami Heat. But thankfully, the Heat front office did not wilter. LeBron obviously saw the bigger goal in mind. He and Spo obviously, mended that relationship very quickly, and they became two-time champions together. This one a little different because Bobby was on the Bucks and Spo was on the Heat, so they were standing their ground for good reason. But let's take a listen as to how Bobby Portis, the newly minted Miami Heat player, recalls that same incident.
I was actually coming out of timeout. I don't know if we hit a shot or they hit a shot, but I was coming from their end. And he was in my way, and I wasn't going to move my route I was going, and we kind of bumped. And if you look at that clip, right after the timeout, UD came up to me and got in my face a little bit. It was just kind of funny that I'm here now. So it's great to be around competitors. I'm a super competitor, and it's great to be around a culture that's like that as well.
A mutual respect, and it's funny because I mentioned this earlier this week, and one thing that has not been talked about, and I don't believe will be brought up today, we do know the incident that happened in Las Vegas between Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, as Bam reportedly got physical with, reportedly punched Tyler Hero, his former teammate, and now a Milwaukee Buck who got moved in this transaction. I talked about how I don't know what exactly went down. I've been hearing some rumors that things might be a little worse than I first assumed. I don't know what all of that was. I do know that a lot of times, especially when you consider somebody a brother, you consider somebody family, and certain lines are crossed, and then you get physical with one another, a lot of times that ends up also kind of bringing you closer in the end. A lot of times there's a mutual respect that kind of that derives from some of those different incidents that happen. I recall so many times in my youth that was the case. So, this was different clearly between Spo and between Bobby Portis, and they're able to laugh about it now. At the time, I'm sure both of them were very locked in and serious because they were in the midst of what was a war. But it reminds you that that's part of the reason why the Heat singled out Bobby Portis as a guy that they wanted for quite some time. That's the reason why, Pat Riley, who said Bobby could play for him in any era of the NBA. He specifically talked about even with those 90s Knicks that Bobby Portis would have been a great insertion into that lineup. It's why this all makes sense, and we're gearing up for Giannis. We're going to hear from him here very soon. We'll hear what it was that really brought him closer to the Miami Heat. I saw that the Heat welcomed him with a snack bucket in the locker room. I'm sure it wasn't that. You can get snacks in all 30 organizations here in the NBA. I'm sure it was something a little bit more, and we'll hear exactly what that was from Giannis in about a little under 10 minutes here as we're going to be taking that press conference live. But it's one of those things that you like to see. Spo and also players that are new to the Miami Heat, they always talk about and reiterate just how tense and just how competitive is the word they like to use. It gets at training camp even, and just how competitive it gets at the practices, and how that all translates into the same level of championship effort that they want to see on the court, regular season, preseason, or in the playoffs. Those things can't just be turned on and off. That's something that you're going to have to live with. That's something that has to resonate and live inside of you. And that's the kind of hunger that a guy like Bobby Portis is going to bring to this Heat roster. And dare I say, when I look at what Giannis is also bringing as we're getting closer and closer to this press conference starting off, it's not just a guy who averages 28 points, double-digit boards, and a high number of assists. It's not just a guy that's a former Defensive Player of the Year. It's a guy that literally has an insatiable hunger to be able to win. And I was reminded, let us not forget in 2021 when the Bucks went on that historic championship run, let us not forget that in the series before the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, when Giannis and the Bucks were taking on the Atlanta Hawks, the dude hyperextended his knee in a way that we all thought meant he might not just be out for the rest of these playoffs. I thought that was a certainty. We thought he might miss the next season. Like, it looked like he lost ligaments in that knee, not just tore things. It was a hyperextension. Giannis fought back. I believe it was 6 days in between the injury and him coming back for the NBA Finals against the Suns. The team, his Bucks, went down 0-2. Nobody had the Bucks coming back in that series, and everybody could have excused Giannis, who was on a bum knee, and the Bucks, who had a presumed lesser roster, to fold. But the tenacity and the resilience that Giannis brought from his upbringing in Greece, through his upbringing in Milwaukee, and that he's bringing it to the Kaseya Center right now, that is what powered him to that championship run. 4 straight wins alongside Bobby Portis. That is what powered that dude, the Greek freak, to be the guy that we know and love today. And that is the guy that closed out in one of the more immaculate Game 6s, one of the more immaculate closeout games in the history of the NBA Finals, when he dropped 50 points, 15 boards, 4 or 5 blocks, and was the ultimate player at every single point of the ball. Don't think that Giannis is gone. He's 31 years old, a lot more playing days ahead, and we're going to hear from him specifically on the other side about why he chose the Heat, what he thinks about this organization in the early stages, and also maybe even most importantly, what he is going to expect from Miami this year. We're going to go to break here. On the other side, we're getting Giannis Antetokounmpo live. The press conference that's going to be heard around the world, going to be right here on ESPN West Palm, on your radio dial, also on YouTube at ESPN South Florida. Tune in live. Make sure you're here to see it, and we'll see what the Greek Freak has to say alongside Spo and Pat Riley. I'm Theo Dorsey. Happy hour on the other side. We're live on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Pain, go away. You know what? Baptist Health can help you sing along. Welcome to being treated like a pro, and welcome to pro-level orthopedic care at Baptist Health. From sports injuries to those everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care that's trusted by the pros. So endure that pain no longer and get back to the life and the activities that you know and that you love. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
In business, you've got to stand out to win. Sinorama West Palm Beach has been family owned and operated for over 32 years, helping local businesses make a lasting impression. Our team knows how to put your business in front of the right customers with signage that actually works. We can turn blank windows or plain vehicles into bold, attention-grabbing branding that drives results. Ready to step up your game? Call us at 561-687-7993 or visit SinoramaWPB.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
The FIFA World Cup 2026 energy continues across Miami. Join fans from around the world at official watch parties in Little Haiti, North Beach, Amelia Earhart Park, Tropical Park, and Noe Village. Experience every match with big screens, music, food, community, and the passion that only Miami can bring. There's a place for you to gather, cheer, and be a part of football's biggest celebration. Find dates, locations, and match details at MiamiFWC26.com and plan your World Cup experience.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. My stomach full of some Greek food. My heart full of anticipation. It's Theo Dorsey. It's the happy hour of Theoretically Speaking. I'm coming to you live from the Kaseya Center, dressing room A, right around the corner from the floor where the Giannis Antetokounmpo press conference is gearing up to start. As soon as we see Giannis come from out behind the curtains, likely alongside Pat Riley and Erik Spoelstra, and they get set up behind the microphones, we will be taking that press conference live here. I know we have the Open Championship going on. I know we have a World Cup, final stage that is set. All of those things definitely important, but today is going to live in history. Today is a huge one for not just South Florida, but the NBA and the Miami Heat specifically, because a new era is beginning here, and that new era is going to be headlined by a Finals MVP, two-time NBA MVP, and a player who at 31 years old still has a lot left in the tank and likely an even larger chip on his shoulder based on the way in which his tenure in Milwaukee did end. It's sad to see that it didn't work out, right? That there were differing objectives between Giannis and the Bucks, that with the new ownership, it feels like that was the final straw that broke the camel's back for them to actually pull the trigger and make the deal. But not one man's trash, but let's say one man's heartache is another man's treasure, another man's blessing in this. And the Miami Heat, literally, I would say the single most risky, the single biggest, hammer-dropping move in the history of Pat Riley's career as an executive, was the one that shook down on late June 22nd, right before midnight, when the trade was announced. The official trade was announced. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasparis Yakachonis, 3 first-round picks, and a pick swap and a second-round pick down the line. And, heck, probably also some of those Euros that we had backstage there as well, just a little parting gift. The Heat were not going to hold anything back. They were going to do what it took to get the well, to get Giannis down here to South Florida. And today we'll find out from him specifically what that means to him and why the Heat were a destination that he felt comfortable coming to. Again, it's your boy Theo Dorsey, man. It's the happy hour. Tina's going to be joining us when everything wraps up here from the Kaseya Center still. As always, the people like to get a good cocktail of the day from her. So don't you worry. We'll still be delivering that in a very good way. But I do want to, as we get ready for Giannis, I do want to go back to the earlier conversation we had with Bobby Portis, who the Heat made very apparent was not a throw-in in this deal. This was not the Giannis trade. This was the trade for Giannis and for Bobby Portis. Pat Riley talked about how he fits in perfectly with the forward rotation they have right now, and that's a big deal. If you haven't been paying attention to the NBA and what teams have been doing on the highest of levels, size, length, and versatility at the 4 and 5 positions are what all of the contending teams have and what the contending teams and the championship-winning teams have been able to thrive on. If you want to get through the East, you need guys like Bobby Portis who bring energy, who bring a level of defensive effort and shooting at that position. If you want to be able to compete with, once you get through the East, teams like the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder who continue to not just develop guys, the 6'10", 6'9", 7-foot guys of the world who have the skill along with the size, but also drafting new guys and also look at the dudes already on the roster and their ability to bang up things down low. The Heat needed bodies like Bobby Portis. Pat Riley talked about in his end-of-year press conference specifically how the Heat were going to be looking for size, looking for length. And so it's no surprise that Bobby Portis is the guy that they went after, and he's been a sharp shooter 4 different times in his career. He shot over 40% from deep and a courageous shooter at that as well. Not a guy that's going to cower from the moment, which he has repeatedly told us time and time again here today as he had his press conference around 12:30 earlier with the media. And literally, not only is he a genuine dude, he's also a very serious dude when it comes to this thing that they call basketball. And one of the more telling things that came from that interaction was Bobby Portis told us, like, look, y'all, I was born to be a Heatle. Like, I embody what Heat culture stands for. He specified specifically with Heat culture, like that's something that he doesn't take as something that is, corny or a cliche. It's something that he actually it gets riled up about. It's something that he actually is excited to join. And he grew up a fan of Miami. Obviously went off, played his college ball in Arkansas. He bounced around the league, starting with the Bulls and then had the short stint with the Washington Wizards, got over to the New York Knicks, and then the past 7 years, actually 6 years with the Milwaukee Bucks, including that championship run in his first season with Giannis, is a guy that has a wealth of experience and is now an NBA veteran, and he's going to be adding some things for the Miami Heat in that front court and more specifically even in that locker room, as he has a brotherhood and relationship already with Bam Adebayo and clearly is tapped in with Giannis Antetokounmpo due to their days in Milwaukee. It's not all sunshine and rainbows for both of these guys. As Giannis is getting ready to come up to the podium here, and we'll take that live here. What I will say is this is not something that he necessarily wanted to do. I'm sure he's a guy that wanted to retire in a Bucks uniform, but today we're going to learn if he sees himself as a guy that's going to retire in a Heat uniform. He chose the number 7, switching off here. He chose the number 7, and the number 7 I can see being something that is going to hang from the rafters if he comes out here and does what people anticipate Giannis can do. And that's not only be a culture setter, that's not only be a leader and a leading scorer on and off the court, but also that's be a guy that literally it's impossible to not fall in love with as a basketball player and as a man and as a teammate and as a leader. Like, this is a guy that had a you would think unseverable attachment to the city of Milwaukee and to that franchise, the Milwaukee Bucks. And I even fell for the trap of being frustrated with how many years it took for them to finally pull the cord. I'm like, Giannis, come on, man. Get up out of there and get back to winning. Go to an organization that can get you to the promised land, what I've always thought the Miami Heat could be. This is something that has been festering. Even Bobby Portis, during his time talking with us, mentioned specifically how for the past 6 years, all 6 years where Bobby Portis was there, let's not forget, there were trade rumors around Giannis before they went out and got Drew Holiday to go make that championship run. So for the past 6 years, there's always been some inquiries. There's always been teams kind of circling the waters and inquiring about whether or not Giannis would be a guy that is made available. And now it's officially happened. Like, you can wake up, wipe the crust out of your eyes and say we finally come to see the day where Giannis is going to be not only appreciated but celebrated in a whole new uniform. After 14 years of being inseparable from the Milwaukee Bucks organization, he's going to likely join the Heat and have that same loyalty, passion, and hopefully same amount of winning that he did in Milwaukee. We're going to hear all of that, and we're going to see how much of that he actually, kind of leans in on here when he does come to the podium, as we're expecting him to do at any moment now. But I think that's what is most exciting about what's happening here for the Miami Heat. Pivoting off of that just quickly, because we will, again, get the Miami Heat stuff going here. I will say I'm a little bit saddened, but also happy for my guy Colin Russo. A little bit saddened that I wasn't able to get out there to Charlotte, North Carolina for ACC kickoff, because when I think about another team, another program, if you will, that is entering and really already in the midst of, but entering this new era of championship expectations and of a lot of hype that they are going to want to live up to, them Miami Hurricanes, man. I don't know if y'all have been seeing the messaging and the interviews that's come out from their quarterback, Darian Mensah, that's come out from Mario Cristobal. Of course, Colin Russo is out there in Charlotte getting us a lot of those one-on-ones and a lot of those sound bites. The confidence ain't just through the roof. It also feels like the proof from last year is in the pudding with the Miami Hurricanes. And that is a team that's going to be a force to be reckoned with, not just in the ACC, but nationally. So I can't wait to make some time. Today's all about the Miami Heat. Can't wait to make some time tomorrow and in the coming weeks about the things that have come out from Charlotte. I've been blessed to be able to go to ACC kickoff each of the past 4 or 5 years, doing so for the Capital One Orange Bowl. And it's an opportunity for you to sit down and get a feel for the land and see. I'll never forget the year that Florida State shocked the world. And Jordan Travis, Palm Beach County's very own, led them to a historic record that obviously ended in a little bit more trauma than not for Florida State fans. But it still was a season nobody saw coming. I'll never forget the level of confidence and bravado the Noles had walking into Uptown Charlotte's hotel and doing the media day run, and they went and proved it out there. Some of those same things festering with the Miami Hurricanes right now. Some of those same things, if you hear about how Darian Mensah, who's coming over from the Duke Blue Devils, if you hear about how confident he is about what he's going to be able to do in a Miami Hurricane uniform. Again, these guys changing jerseys, but staying and remaining in that same mentality that's gotten them to be the greats that they are. It's something that is enriching for a guy who's a fan of both and a guy that's going to be able to cover both here in South Florida. It's the happy hour. It's theoretically speaking. I do want to do something here that Kay did earlier, but I think I'd be remiss if I didn't drop this on y'all as well. There's a major being played out there on the PGA Tour. And Damian, let's hit him with the music, man. Let's hit him with the music. You know what time it is. It's time now for your leaderboard update from the Open Championship, which is brought to you by the Breakers Palm Beach and Kaiser University. The Open Championship underway. It is, of course, day one, and the golf is a-going. If you don't know, now you will know as I pull up the leaderboard. As you can tell, I'm stalling right now. Not just for the Giannis press conference, but my internet was struggling a little bit. But you know who's not struggling? Our guy Jackson Suber, who still remains in the lead through 5. He is actually through his round and at 5 under. Jackson Suber is. He is the leader all by himself. Right behind him, we have Daniel Brown at 4 under. He's finished. Sungjae M, former Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches champion, tied for second as well at 4 under. And you have a lot of other big names crowded at tied for 4th. Bryson DeChambeau, the American, is one of them as well. Finishing up right now, tied for 4th as well at 3 under. On 16 right now is Cameron Young, one of the greats in the world. I think currently ranked 4th in the world right now, so he can improve that status as well, depending on how he rounds out this week and on into the weekend for the Open Championship. It's out there at Royal Birchdale. It is delivering the goods, and it is just getting started. The Open Championship. This is your leaderboard update, brought to you by the Breakers and Palm Beach, or the Breakers Palm Beach and Kaiser University. The leaderboard update for the Open Championship right here on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3. We're going to go to a quick break here, Damian, and on the other side, we'll take the Giannis Antetokounmpo press conference live. It is your boy, Theo Dorsey. It is the happy hour of Theoretically Speaking, and we're live from the Kaseya Center on ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Step right up and step into pro-level orthopedic care at Baptist Health. From weekend warriors to the seasoned pros, our all-pro team delivers that same advanced care that you deserve. So listen clearly. It's easy as this. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. You want to get back to doing what you love most? You want to get back to those hobbies, all of the fun with less of the pain. Well, Baptist Health would love that for you as well. So learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho, and welcome to being treated like a pro with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care.
Looking for the best deal in South Florida this summer? Yeah! Catch the Marlins versus the Phillies, July 27th through the 29th, and score hot deals for the whole family. Enjoy 2 for $25, including 2 tickets plus 2 canned beers, or take advantage of the fan favorite deal 4 for $44, presented by Pepsi, featuring 4 tickets plus hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks. Plus, don't miss $1 kids tickets. Get your tickets now at marlins.com/tickets.
Go big and save big at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach. Right now, choose from over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned cars and SUVs ready to drive home today. That means more selection, more savings, and more ways to get the deals you've been waiting for. Whether you're looking for a fuel-efficient commuter, a family SUV, or a sporty new ride, Greenway Kia West Palm Beach has you covered. And here's the game changer. Big inventory means big value, putting more money back in your pocket. Credit challenges? No problem. The Credit Clinic is back, and the experienced team at Greenway Kia will work with you to explore financing options that fit your lifestyle. So don't wait. Find the Kia that's perfect for you, your budget, and your driveway. Call Lonnie Mister today at 561-433-1511. That's 561-433-1511. Or hurry on to Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, where big inventory means big savings. But don't wait. These deals won't last. Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, you don't have to be a pro athlete to be treated like one. We use the latest innovations to create a treatment plan personalized for you, no matter who you are. Our team of orthopedic and sports medicine specialists have the expertise to help you get back out there performing at your best. And with top-notch recovery and physical therapy, you'll be back in the game and living your life to the fullest in no time. Welcome to Pro-Level Orthopedic Care. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho.
Big summer flavor is waiting at DQ Grill and Chill. Right now, enjoy the perfect $7 meal deal. 3-piece chicken strips, fries, medium drink, and a sundae, all for just $7. And for $2 more, you can upgrade to the new DQ Blizzard of the Month. Nestle drumstick with peanuts. Bite into chocolate-covered drumstick pieces, plus peanuts blended into DQ's world-famous soft serve. It's the perfect crunchy and creamy treat all in one. And it's only at DQ Grill and Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
The time has come, good people. Feels like every 2 decades or so, Pat Riley swings for the fences with an immaculate trade. In 1995, it was bringing Alonzo Mourning to the Miami Heat and him being the standard bearer. In 2004, it was going out and getting the big fella from the Los Angeles Lakers in Shaquille O'Neal. That translated into an 06 championship. And then now in 2026, Pat Riley with the biggest swing of his career, one of the biggest transactions we've seen in the history of the Miami Heat. Multiple first-round picks, second-round pick, first pick swap. You trade away 4 young players in Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Kasper Jakicic, and, of course, you have a guy in Jaime Jaquez Jr. who really revitalized his standing here at the Miami Heat. All out the door for Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis. And in the biggest swing of his career, Pat Riley, Erik Spoelstra, now on the stage with Giannis Antetokounmpo. We take it live right here on ESPN 106.3.
He's to my right over here. Andy Ellisberg.
Yeah, come on.
I got a call after about a month of discussion, and the call came late, and he said to me, "We have a deal." And he closed the deal, and we both sort of screamed out loud, "Yeah, we landed the plane." Now there's another one we have to land, but I just want to welcome Giannis here, and this is, in my mind, a long time coming. I think the city of Miami deserves it. I think they want it, right? Right there. And I remember, and also the first call that I had with Giannis when we could speak. It wasn't long, but I felt and heard the conviction in his voice about the same things that I wanted, that Spo wants, that the Harrison family wants. He just talked about winning. There didn't have to throw a bunch of bouquets in one another. It was business right on that phone call. And he wants to win. And he wants to win big. We're not here guaranteeing anything, but we want to win. As Bobby said this morning, the chip. And we're not waiting. We're not going to wait. And so, that's not a challenge to anybody out there that we're here to win. Giannis wants to win. Coach wants to win. I think our fan base wants to win. And that's our plan. Our plan is to go for it right from the beginning. And it's going to take time. We have one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the league, a great staff over here. We got another icon in Alonzo. He was the first. He was the first back in 1995 that came here and bookended it. And we hope that Giannis can be here to the end of his career with a lot more of the brass that we want. So just welcome, sir, and thank you. Spo?
Not a whole lot to add. A little while ago, Pat called me into his office, and he looked at me and said, "Do you want to coach Giannis?" Yes. I didn't ask him why he asked the question. I didn't ask how it could work. I just walked out of the office and let him and Andy get to work. But obviously, this is a great day for City of Miami, the organization, and we're hopeful that this is an amazing day and run for Giannis and his family. We're excited about it, obviously, and that's a big-time understatement. We just think he shares so many of the perspectives on how we want to compete, how we approach competition. He is fierce. We've had a lot of battles with him, and out of that has been a lot of respect. Always respected how he competes. He is a force of will, a force of nature, has an absolute will to win. And on any given day, he's already done it twice in his career where he's been the best on the planet. But on any given day or year, he can be best in the planet. And that's what we're looking forward to, moving forward. No pressure on that, but we have big expectations, big dreams, and you need somebody like this man right here to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And we're looking forward to this collaboration, working together, hopefully to produce great, great things ahead for this organization.
Questions?
Forward about Miami.
We get the coach and the president out of the
Giannis, first of all, welcome to Miami. Will Mansell, WPLG TV. What you heard Pat and Spo talk about the respect they had for you. In turn, though, in those battles through the years, what was the respect level for you and the Heat organization, and why you thought eventually this could possibly be a great fit for you as a player?
I think from the first battle we had, and from the first years I played in the NBA, I always had huge respect for the Miami Heat organization. And around the league, we, as players, we talk, and you always share about the Miami Heat culture and that guys work hard, guys are very disciplined, guys are very driven, and guys are very selfless and give everything that they can to win games. And I always was curious, what made them so unique. In my career with the Bucks, we tried to kind of recreate that. We tried to create a culture that we come in here, we do our job. It doesn't matter who shines. All that matters is winning. And everybody leaves their kids behind, their wives behind, their husband behind, the people that they love behind for the common goal, which is to win. We spend more time with our teammate and the staff than with our own family, right? So if we are going to do that, we got to have the same mindset that at the end of this road, we might have a chance to win the championship. And I saw that Miami, when I started playing basketball, I think the big three was around 2010, 11, 12, 13. I think those are the years. Prior to that, I'm not gonna lie, I never watched the NBA basketball, so I didn't know much. But I kind of grew up under that era. So I know the expectations that this team has. I love pressure. Coach Spo talked about pressure, and I think I thrive pressure. I think I need pressure at this time of my career. I think in order for me to go to the next level, I got to get out of my comfort zone, and I feel like Miami was a place for me to be. We are very like-minded as a team, and me, and it was a no-brainer. I wanted to be here. I'm excited to be here, and I want to get to work.
If anybody has a question for me or Spo, we'll answer it, and then we get out of his way, and you can all to yourself. That'd be good. Anybody? Yeah, Tim.
Hey, Coach. Ever since you got here, you, Andy, Mickey, Nick, Spo, everybody, you're not afraid to take the big swings. And the Heat had been mentioned with Giannis in talks many times over the years. What does it mean to land him now, especially after, there are certain eras. There was a big three era. Dwayne was here and retired and all those things. But to land another superstar, what does that mean to you at this point?
Well, it's like nirvana for me. I mean, I truly understand, because of my experience going back into the 70s, with Jerry West and Will Chamberlain and Elgin Baylor, and then going on with Kareem and Magic and James Worthy, et cetera, and going into New York with Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley, et cetera, and then getting Zoe and Tim, and then getting, Karan, drafting him with Dwayne in 2003, and then getting Shaquille. I'm sorry, Karan. Okay. And winning the title. The big three was something that Andy and I had talked about for a long time. From 2006, we planned to have the room and the space, and thank God that they all decided they wanted to play together. They were banging their heads against the wall about trying to win in Cleveland and Toronto, and they ended up here, and that was wonderful. And then it was Jimmy Butler, 2 trips to the finals, and now we got Giannis. And I think this is just part of who the Heat are in the pursuit of excellence. But you don't win championships unless you have greatness on the court and on the bench. And it isn't just one player. I think Bobby Portis, as you listened to him today, made some great comments about what it takes to win and being on the same page, just as Giannis just talked about. And so I'm just excited, so excited for this challenge. And a challenge is nothing more than in playing for higher stakes. If you don't want to play for higher stakes in the NBA, you might as well go play in the boys club somewhere, the CYO or something like that. But that's why I'm excited that we had this opportunity, and we're going to try to make the most of it. But we have a lot of work to do, as he said. So it's a great day. It's just a great day, and I'm excited about it.
Erik, I know it's very early, obviously, but you have a league defender in Bam, and you add Giannis to that. What's your view of what that duo, that front court duo, could look like defensively, and how much are you looking forward to having that to work with?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with the both of them is they're elite competitors. It matters to them to defend, and they're gnarly competitors. And if we're not defending, the way that we want to, I'm sure that they're going to let everybody know. And that's how you build a great defense. You have to have your best players really taking on that challenge. And we want to build a top flight defense. You got to, Pat always says it, defense wins championships, and it's true. You have to commit to do tough things in this league. It's a hard league, and you have to have that commitment, build habits. You have to be able to develop strategy during the course of the year, and you have to be able to adjust when you get into the playoffs. But again, it always goes back to your best players. If it matters to them, it matters to everybody else in the locker room.
I know that I was remiss in mentioning one guy, and I don't want to get knocked out. Bam was one of those guys that came in here too.
Oh, man.
Bam was in 2019, came in here, and he's been basically the foundation of this organization since then. So you got me? I'm good, right? Okay. And he had a lot to do, obviously, because of the relationship with Giannis and convincing all of us that this is the way that we should go. So go on. Bam, I got you. And he came all the way back from Vegas, to see this. So he's honoring this man.
Pat, obviously, there's the other part of the equation, and I guess to talk about Giannis's value, the immense amount that you sent out with the 4 players with the draft capital. I don't want to ask whether that was difficult, but working through that process, how tough was it developing that young talent, working with those players, but then realizing this was the moment to cash in?
You can thank, Adam Simon and Eric Amsler, Keith Askins, our whole scouting staff. Normally, we're picking somewhere between 20 and 30 all the time. And to be able to get, Tyler, and to be able to get Bam in those 2 years in a row in the lottery. And then to be able to draft, Jaime, and especially to get Nico when he was just 18, 19 years old. And they get Khalil with the 15th pick in the draft, and they get Kaz last year in the draft. These are all young players. I think Jaime has sort of broken through a little bit in his first 3 years in the league. There's a lot of upside there, and we had long discussions about it. But that's also one of the things that I think you have to do to make a move like this is you got to have the players, and you got to have the draft capital to do it. And we collected that. And, once I felt we did, we almost made the deal in February, and that went down to the midnight hour. But I wish them nothing but the best. They're great young players, but we're about now. And Giannis is about now too, and Bobby and Bam and everybody, Wiggs, Mitch, everybody's excited. So it's not easy. It's not easy when you put a lot of time and effort into development. Coach Spo and his staff, they're off the charts when it comes to making players better. They just are. And so it was hard. It was hard to make that decision, but once you make it, you go full forward with it. So we did the right thing at the right time, I think.
This question is for Pat. You talked when you got here, you said we landed the plane. Now there's another one we have to land. I assume you're referring to a 24-year veteran of the NBA, but also what are the challenges of putting the pieces to win a championship together? And does it help when you have a top 5 player in the league?
Well, that definitely helps when you have the top 5 player in the world, maybe, you know. So, I mean, you want to argue about that, go ahead. I mean, that's what your job is. But as far as the 24-year veteran, you know, that is something that would happen organically. I hope I'm not talking out of both sides of my mouth here, but you never know that you're ever going to win a title until you win one. But you'll never win one if you don't have the talent and the coaching to do it. You know, from that standpoint, you know, this is a team that we have right now, and I'm happy with it. And I think, you know, this is Spo's challenge, and I don't want to put any pressure on him, you know, but he knows what he wants. He knows what we have to do. So we'll see what happens in the future. That's all. And this is a day-to-day process right now. The first thing to do is we landed a 747. Okay. You want to characterize the other guy, you can go ahead and characterize it. Is that the biggest plane? I think it is, isn't it? Commercial plane. Okay, that's all. Spo, anything else?
That's it.
We're good.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Good.
Now, all by myself. Let's do it.
You've talked about competing at a high level, but you've achieved so much in your career. What still motivates you to continue to try and win at this stage?
I just, you know, I enjoy basketball. I enjoy, you know, the challenge. I enjoy getting better. Obviously, I've accomplished a lot of things in my career, but one of my goals is to win another championship. And I really want to do it. And at times, whenever I, you know, put my mind into something, I usually accomplish it. And I feel like this is the best, you know, route for me to do that. So I'm excited for it.
Hey, Giannis. I guess just for you, you've gone through so much in Milwaukee. Now you're here, you're holding the Heat jersey, you're working out in Heat workout gear in a different gym, in a different locker room. Just, can you kind of take us through the emotions of what today has been like for you?
Obviously, everything is new. I think until last night when I got off the plane, he hadn't hit me yet. And like, I knew that I got traded, but until you know, get in Miami, then you know, get to meet the people, and the people that welcome you to the city, they're different. And then you go into a facility that's unknown. You don't know where your locker is. You know, you don't know where you're going to get treatment. You don't even know, like, how to get access to the court. Like, all these things are new. I'm excited, though. I've been with the Bucks for 13 years. I love what I've felt so far. I think people are so welcoming, so nice to me. I hope it stays that way. It will stay. I took a walk around the city. People are very warm, nice, excited for me to be here and my family to be here. And but I'm so driven. Like, all this stuff is nice. Like, we can talk about it all day long. And as I've got older, I think I tend to talk even more. But I just love playing basketball. You know, I just want to, like, I got on the court. I was able to talk to the coaching staff and, like, the way they play, what they think. And I just want to be around them as much as I can. So, you know, when the time comes, the training comes, I'm ready. You know, I'm not just I'm ready. I'm ready to help my teammates. I'm ready to give positive feedback to, you know, people that need it. And I'm ready for the challenge. As I said, I love pressure. I think pressure brings the best out of me. That's what I've seen so far in my career. I don't like being in a comfort zone. And I think this is the right place to be. I'm excited to be here.
Giannis, welcome to Miami. Zachary Weinberger from Clutch Points. Obviously, the relationship with you and Bam is very well established. Can you just kind of talk about that relationship with him and how do you envision that front court duo?
Talk about that relationship. Obviously, I've played against him a lot throughout the years. Usually I get 8 hours of sleep before I play anybody. With Bam, I got 12 hours of sleep. I had to be extra ready because I know he'll go. He'll play very, very hard. He's very, very competitive, and he'll do whatever he can to win the game, right? I think a lot of people around the league are that way, but not everybody. But if you can, in the percentile, probably Bam is 99.9%. Like, that he's a fighter and he's a worker. I'm excited. I had the opportunity to work with him on my trip to Vegas. He's funny. He's easy guy to be around. He's more quiet than what I expected him to be. And basketball-wise, I think when the two head of the snakes are very, very competitive, they work hard, they're very disciplined. I think everybody else is going to follow our lead. Defensively, we have to be good. We have no choice, not to be good. I feel like as a team, as a whole, we are going to be good, but it starts from me and Bam. And I'm excited. I'm excited to compete with him. I'm excited to be on the same side with him after 10 years, right? 10 years, I think. 9 years, 10 years. Yeah.
Hey, Giannis, Tim Reynolds with the AP. You were in Atlanta yesterday watching Lionel Messi.
Yes.
And when he came here 3 years ago, he acknowledged months later that he had heard the noise, that he wasn't the same guy anymore. He's won a couple of MVPs here. He won an MLS Cup here. He's in a World Cup final. Not here, but you understand. Yeah. How much does that story kind of inspire you that when someone makes a change that's best for them, it doesn't mean it's over. It means they can still flourish. How much does that storyline, is that something, how much would you like to emulate that story?
Yeah, it's crazy that you say that because when I got to the plane yesterday after the game, heading here to Miami, and I was thinking about his path. I was like, okay, he played in Barcelona. How old was he when he went to PSG? How old was he when he went to Inter Miami? Like, I was thinking of all of those things, right? Like, seeing that game yesterday, we witnessed greatness, right? Messi might go down as one of the best athletes of all time. He has 7 MVPs. He might have 2 World Cup wins, finals wins. He has, I think, 5 or 4 Champions League championships. So he's up there, with other athletes: Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Djokovic, Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt. But at the end of the day, like, when you see that, you get inspired. You definitely get inspired to take care of your body, to keep on doing the right thing for your team. And there was one play throughout the game that he had like 2-3 dribbles, or somebody pushed him down, and then you could see like all of his teammates sprinted, like, to help him out. Like this, like, you have to earn that. The respect that he has from his teammates, that's earned, and I see myself like, that's the blueprint. LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, they set the blueprint, and you just gotta have to follow, right? It's hard. You have to be disciplined. You have to be dedicated to your craft, but it's there. And if you want to follow, you follow. If you don't want to follow, you go home. But I definitely got really, really inspired watching him play yesterday, and hopefully in my career, I'm able to do something like that.
Hi, Giannis. Welcome to Miami. Anthony Chang with the Miami Herald. Obviously, you're known as number 34, but you're changing number 7.
Yeah.
Why, and what does that number change represent to you?
Okay, I wore 34 because my mom was born in 1963. My dad was born in 1964, so I took the 3 and the 4. And if you add 3 and 4 equals 7. And my mom was born April 7th. That's why the reason I changed my number. But I think the thing that the reason that I really changed my number is because I feel like, 34 holds so much weight and has so much history. And out of the, respect to, the organization that drafted me and I played for 13 years, I decided to leave that number there and try to start a new chapter. Hopefully I can leave my mark here in Miami and make number 7 as legendary as number 34. But it's almost like kind of having a closure for me, mentally and emotionally, just to have a closure from that number, because it meant a lot to me. And number 7 looks good. It's fresh. It's clean. I saw some kids wearing it in the street, so I'm excited to create more moments with that number.
Giannis Antetokounmpo from NBC. Welcome to Miami. You talk about the fact that there's new things, knowing where to go to the court, where the practice court is, but also you have some familiarity with having Bobby join you here too. How excited are you to have this journey here together with him as well?
I'm really excited. I've been with Bobby, I think 6 or 7 years now. We won a championship together. We actually sit next to each other. Our lockers are next to each other, and in the facilities across of one another. I've said this about Bobby, like, a lot of people have a lot of things to say about me, a lot of things to say about Bobby. But one thing that I know about him is that, when it's game time, when the popcorn is popping, he's going to be ready to go. And as a leader, as a player, as a teammate, you want to have guys like that around you. They've never been like Bobby. Probably missed in six years. Probably missed 10 games, and the game that he missed is because he had some loss within his family. Like, he was always available, and when I'm in that locker room, I know that he's gonna tighten up his shoes and he's gonna be ready to go. And I'm excited to be with a guy like that here in the Heat. And obviously, it's like my like my running mate. Like, we're gonna try to figure things out together. It's like having a partner. So that's also nice.
Yeah, so Yanni Tikanis.
Yes.
Yanni Caracas, WPBF 25. I want to ask you about Erik Spoelstra, longest tenured NBA coach. He's had experience taking premier players like yourself, new to the organization, getting the best out of them. What do you expect being coached from Coach Spo?
I just want to be coached hard. I'd rather you tell me an ugly truth than a beautiful lie. I feel like the moment I'm coached hard, everybody else gonna follow. Like, I don't want to be a sugarcoat. I have a lot of people like that in my life, that try to approach me and try to make me feel good. I don't need that. I need the truth. I need the right feedback. I need, so I can be able to apply that to the game in life and to the game of basketball. I'm excited. I'm excited to be coached by him. I've had conversations with people that I trust about him and his approach to the game. They've told me that he's a workaholic. He doesn't leave the gym. He really loves this, and he's really dedicated to his craft. He's really good at X and O, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be coached by him. I'm excited to be here, and I know he's gonna get the best out of me. But I need him to, push me and tell me the truth.
Γεια σου Γιάννη, καλησπέρα, καλώς όρισες στο Μαϊάμι. Με λένε Παναγιώτα Χριστάκη, χάρηκα πολύ. Πες μου στα ελληνικά ή στα αγγλικά ό,τι θέλεις. Πώς βλέπεις τη νέα season με τον Bam και τον Spo και γιατί Μαϊάμι?
Πιστεύω ότι η καινούργια σεζόν θα είναι πάρα πολύ... σίγουρα θα είναι δύσκολη. Εντάξει, οποιαδήποτε σεζόν, NBA σεζόν παίζεις με 82 παιχνίδια δεν είναι εύκολο. Είναι μακρύ το ταξίδι. Είμαι ενθουσιασμένος που έχω έναν παίκτη σαν τον Bam δίπλα μου που θα με στηρίζει και ξέρω ότι θα βγάζει πάρα πολύ βάρος από πάνω μου. Σίγουρα όταν κοιτάς τον πάγκο και βλέπεις έναν έμπειρο προπονητή σαν τον Erik Spoelstra, κάνει τη δουλειά σου πάρα πολύ πιο εύκολη επειδή ξέρεις ότι θα σε βάζει στις σωστές καταστάσεις για να είσαι επιτυχημένος όταν παίζεις. Το Miami μου αρέσει επειδή είναι πολύ family friendly πόλη. Έχω οικογένεια εδώ που μένει στο Μαϊάμι χρόνια. Γνώρισα τη γυναίκα μου εδώ στο Μαϊάμι. μια ζεστή πόλη και είναι καλό για μένα όσο μεγαλώνω σε ηλικία. Αυτά, γι' αυτό διάλεξα το Miami. I just said I didn't like it. That's what I said.
Oh, hi, Giannis. Over here, Nikai Duncan, Yahoo Sports. Miami shifted their offense quite a bit last year, different spacing principles, and the cutting tied to that. As one of the best rim attackers in NBA history, how do you kind of see yourself sliding into Miami's offense, and what were your general impressions of how they kind of spaced the floor last year?
You know, I've been playing against Miami for a lot of years, and I feel like they try to create space for people to operate, you know, to get to the paint and make a play for themselves. I don't think I'm going to break down exactly what they do. Anybody that watch basketball can understand or try to understand. But I'm excited because it gives me a lot of space to operate, to make plays for myself, to make plays for my teammates. I think I can get shooters open a lot if they're ready to shoot. I think I have so much gravity as a player that kind of makes their job easier. Not easier to be, easier to execute, you know. So I'm excited. I think Coach Poe and the coach staff have a great strategy, a great offensive principle. I'm excited to learn it, to understand it, and then to try to apply it in the best of my ability. And hopefully, you know, the player that I am, I can fit right in and I can create some problems.
Giannis, Sheldon Fox with 7 News was wondering what you know about the city of Miami and what you're hoping to experience while here, maybe beyond basketball.
I don't know a lot about the city. Yeah, I don't know a lot about the city because usually when I come and play, I try to stay in my hotel room and try to get ready. I told you I get 12 hours of sleep before I play the Miami Heat and Bam. But I'm here to listen. I'm here to learn. I think in the city of Milwaukee, I was able to, you know, leave my impact in the community, and that's going to continue to keep on happening, no matter if I'm there or I'm not. My dad and my mom told me always, like, wherever you go in life, always try to leave a mark. And I'm trying, as I said, try to go out there in the community and see what they need from me, what they need from my family, what they need from my foundation. Try to impact, help as much as I can, but not trying to force myself into the community. You gotta first give it time for people to come to you, to kind of understand like where you can like fit in. And yeah, I haven't done a lot. I went and walked around. I did some tours today. I love it. It's warm. It's warmer than Milwaukee. I don't like they told me that's what you guys call them, geckos, lizard. I don't like those. Iguanas. I don't like those. Yeah, those gotta stay away from me. But yeah, man, I'm no matter if we are going to be good. We are going to be good. I always speak things into existence. It's going to happen. But simultaneously, I have to be able to leave my mark within this community. And I think great players in the past did the same. And I'm just going to follow their lead.
Hi, Giannis, from this side, Josh from ABC and Fox here in Miami. When Pat introduced you, he said that he would like you to end your career here. How important is it to you that this be your last stop and make this truly a second home?
Yeah, it will be important. Obviously, it gives a little bit of stability to my family and my kids. But at the end of the day, I think you know the business of the NBA. Nothing is guaranteed in life. You have to earn it. I've heard so many things, but if you don't put the work in and you don't, bring good results, it won't happen. If I'm out here just not playing well and not having my team be great, no matter what anybody say, like I probably won't be here much longer. The main goal is to work hard. That's what you can control, right? And after that, when all those things, happen, then you get the you get the credit. You get the credit from being here, getting the contract, and other lot of other more perks. But I gotta work hard. I never take nothing for granted. My whole career now, I won't start now. but it's a great compliment from Mr. Pat. But I got to do my part.
Giannis, there's this infamous photo of you that was taken in this building. Yeah, on the sideline. Your mom posted it on Facebook, we think in January.
Yeah.
And the rumors went a little crazy then.
Mhm.
Can you give us the backstory of that photo?
That's my mom's sister. She lives in Miami. She's been living in Miami for years, probably 20, 25 years, maybe more. So yeah, when I came, I think my rookie year when I came and played the first game here, 2013, she came and watched me play, and I just took a picture, and I think maybe it was her birthday, because I checked with my mom, like, Mom, why would you? My mom has no idea what's going on, my mom has zero, So I checked with my mom and like, why did you post that picture? And I think it was like you can share like a memory, and I think it was her birthday or something. So she shared that memory because that's the only picture we have together. And and then all the rumors started. But yeah, it's not the first time. It won't be the last time that my mom starts something like that. So if you guys want, go follow her on Facebook. I don't know how that works. She'll be happy.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, CBS Miami. Welcome to South Florida. You kind of mentioned the rumors, and Pat Riley mentioned how this came down to the wire back in February. It almost got done. Your name had been associated with the Heat for a little while. What was the sense of relief when the deal was finally done? You finally had some closure to the whole situation and just all the rumors and reports.
Yeah, I think it was tiring for me because I'm like, and I am so committed to the my people, and I show so much respect to the people that I work with, and I felt like there was so much back and forth throughout the season. And maybe I've said this, I think I said this in the past, maybe a few months ago, that all these rumors and reports and that, and maybe I should have, came out and like shut it down immediately, which I tried many times, but a lot of people didn't listen. But within the people that I worked with, which are all to have a conversation, I think the conversation was always clear and we were always on the same page. I think after all this took place, I feel like they're in a good place. Talking about the Bucks, I'm in a good place. I have so much respect for them. I hope they have respect for me and for things that I've done within that city. But, getting the phone call from Mr. Pat, it gave me a lot of closure of like, okay, now it's a new beginning. And I was, be a little bit vulnerable with him. I was like, I know you guys think I'm this like big, tough beast, big plane, and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm human, I have my emotions, and I was like, I'm scared, I'm like kind of scared. This is different. I never expected. Obviously, I have so much respect for you. And when I was younger, I told him, I said, when I was younger, we had the practice here, and I went to your office and I was like stooping around, to kind of see what the great Pat Riley was about, because his office is right there next to the court. But we had the conversation. I told him I'm excited. I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to do whatever I can for the team to respect and you guys' culture and history, and hopefully I can leave a mark here, and hopefully turn out for the best. And not hopefully, it will turn out for the best. So I think that's when I kind of got closure, from the Bucks.
Yeah, you said I looked it up. You were 18 when the Heatles were playing, so you weren't watching NBA basketball
at 18.
Yeah,
I was 18 when the Heat was playing. I was 18 when the Heat was playing, or I was 18 when I came here. No, what was your question?
What you said you were watching the Big Three.
The Big Three, yeah.
Yes. What was that in Europe?
Yeah.
Okay, and so that was the first time you were watching NBA basketball?
No. I started playing basketball when I was 13. Started playing basketball when I was 13. So 13, I was 2007. I was born December. So the Heat was 3 years after that, right? So the first memory I had was Kobe Bryant playing against the Boston Celtics in the finals. But growing up, when I was good at basketball, when I was, ready to get drafted, was 2012 to 13. I got drafted 2013, 4 years after, 5 years after. But those years that I was playing basketball, the Miami Heat was the best team in the world. They went to the finals against the Dallas Mavericks, and they won back-to-back, and then they lost against San Antonio. So, my early memories of playoffs and basketball and big threes and was those. And then I got drafted at 18. I came here, and I saw LeBron up close and Wade and all these guys, and I was like, holy shit, I gotta get better. There was there is this picture. You probably guys gonna find it, that I'm driving the ball, going left, and I have the ball right here in my hand, and LeBron kind of swiped it, and he took the ball and me at the same time, and I'm kind of like this on the picture. But hey, I had 11 points. I was good. You remember that? I was solid. We lost by 30, but I was good. But yeah, when you see stuff like that, then you gotta work. They show you the way. It's not hard. Just listen, open your eyes, and it's something that I wanted. I was able to accomplish it once in my career. Hopefully, and it will happen a second time.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
For those of you designated one-on-ones, you start setting up in the back baseline. Anyone else has any questions?
Minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764. Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
Dining out? Yikes. Couldn't be me. Except, wait, it is me? Because now, for a limited time at McDonald's, I can get a classic McChicken or sausage burrito for just $1.50. You heard that correctly. $1.50 USD. That's less than the gas to get there. Or 1 hour of parking. Or, well, honestly, most things right now. Leave it to McDonald's to come through for me and the crew when we need it the most. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's, with refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here, now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet, the home of Inter Miami, the Florida Panthers, and the Miami Heat, with all of the biggest live events in sports. If it's happening in sports, it's happening right here on ESPN 1063, South Florida's home for sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Sports fans, when it comes to your ride, don't settle for a one-and-done wash. With the Unlimited Auto Wash Club, you can keep your car clean all season long. Get your car washed as often as you want for one low monthly price, starting at $45. Dirt, pollen, bugs, and road grime, gone. Just pull in, get a full-service wash, and get back on the road looking sharp. Upgrade your car care with the Unlimited Auto Wash Club today. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO or visit unlimitedAutoWashClub.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
If you are looking for the perfect excuse to treat yourself this summer, I've got one for you. O Resort and Spa in Palm Beach is offering its Red, White, and O package. And it's such a great way to enjoy a luxury staycation. Book 2 nights or more through September 30th, and you'll receive a $250 resort credit to use at the spa, restaurants, or resort shops, plus complimentary valet parking and a special welcome gift. Visit eauresortandspa.com to book your Red, White, and O getaway. You deserve it. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Wendy Sartori-Link, your Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. The 2026 primary is on August 18th, and now is the time to make your game plan. Florida is a closed primary state, which means if you want to vote in a party's race, you need to be registered with that party at least 29 days before Election Day. Don't wait until the last minute. Check your registration and get election ready today. Visit votepalmbeach.gov to get started. That's votepalmbeach.gov. See you at the polls.
The 4 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo is presented by Gießen 0% Wines. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, meaning it's always the perfect time for Gießen wines. Elevate your game night with Gießen's 0% Sauvignon Blanc, Rosé, Pinot Grigio, even Sparkling Brut. 0% alcohol, all the flavor, Gießen wines from New Zealand, making the 4 o'clock hour or any hour the perfect time.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Giannis is finally a member of the Miami Heat. And welcome on into Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063, reacting to the big news today of Giannis getting his jersey, sitting down with Pat Riley and Erik Spoelstra, and having everyone and their mother speculate if LeBron James is going to be coming through South Beach as well. Colin Russo, my partner at ACC Media Day, currently right now recording with Louisville head coach Jeff Brom. He'll be talking to Lincoln Kienholz, Louisville quarterback as well, but got me for about 30 minutes. And I want to discuss Giannis. I want to discuss what's going on with the Miami Heat. When you think of the Heat, the big stars that they've been able to land over the years, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, and now Giannis. I asked a question at 888-760-3776. That's 888-760-3776. Is this star going to win a championship? Is Giannis going to win a championship as a member of the Miami Heat? Shaquille O'Neal with the help, and let's put it this way, folks, a lot of help from who I think is one of the best guards in NBA history, Dwayne Wade, won an NBA Finals. LeBron James, obviously with the help of Wade, Bosch and company, won 2 NBA Finals with the Miami Heat. I don't think any ifs, ands, or buts anyone would argue those were LeBron's teams. I know we have a lot of Dwayne Wade faithful fans down here in South Florida, including myself. I love Wade, but let's not get it twisted. It was LeBron's team. And now, fast forward to 2026, Giannis is a member of the Miami Heat. If I look at the Heat's roster right now, I think it's good enough to make a playoff push. They need one more player, one more star. And I think Pat Riley understands that. I think the Heat organization understands it, going all the way up to Mickey Arison, the owner. They know that this is step one of getting the big fish, getting the big star, and working your way on down. And I actually I give a lot of credit to the reporter who asked a question about LeBron James to Pat Riley during Giannis's introductory interview, press conference rather. For so many words, Pat Riley said, when we landed this big fish, now we got to go get another. And everyone was assuming that he was alluding to LeBron James. A reporter, like I said, give him a lot of credit, had a lot of guts asking that to Pat. Pat brushed it off and basically made it about Giannis. And to be fair, the press conference, it was Giannis's day. But if I could answer my own question at 888-760-3776, will Giannis win a championship in a Heat jersey? I don't have enough information yet. And I think that's a fair assumption. Right now, the Heat starting lineup, we think Davion Mitchell, Tim Hardaway, Andrew Wiggins, Giannis, Bam. I don't think anybody would want to play defense, or rather would want to play offense against that team. You got Andrew Wiggins who could guard the perimeter. You got Bam Adebayo and Giannis who, I know Giannis plays maybe more of a 3, but you could put Giannis down low as well and have him and Bam swat everything that comes to the rim. I mean, 2 basically defensive players of the year in Giannis and Bam Adebayo. But I look at this Heat team, and I think the starting 5 is good enough to make a run in the Eastern Conference. Who's in the Eastern Conference? The Boston Celtics lost Jaylen Brown. Granted, he went to Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is a threat. I think the Knicks are a threat. Other than that, who are you ready to put over the Miami Heat? And I'm not even saying that Philadelphia belongs over the Heat. I lean more the Heat than Philadelphia. I know Jaylen Brown's a nice player. I think a lot of it has to do with the injury issues of Joel Embiid. Is Embiid going to be available? You could say the same thing about Giannis. Okay, fine. Giannis hasn't necessarily put together, full seasons back-to-back in a couple of years. All right, I'll hear that too. But you got Giannis. You got the most important piece, and it's time to build around it. And I think what Riles, I think what they were trying to say in so many words during the press conference is that they still have work to do, and they know that. But I open up the phone lines, 888-760-3776. You could also get involved on the YouTube chat at ESPN South Florida. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3 reacting to the introductory press conference of Giannis. And we had Theo Dorsey down there with Kate Chumslin. It was a big day in South Florida, I think, in general. And I the one thing that I know about South Florida is that everyone bands around the Heat. And with the numbers that I've been seeing on our YouTube streams and everything when it comes to Giannis going to Miami, I mean, this is a big deal. It's a big deal to a lot of people around here to have the Miami Heat back. The Heat have been flirting with being a play-in team. 2 years ago, it was a disaster of losing to the Cavaliers in the way they did. Obviously, last year ending the way it did. But now I see them as a top 3 team in the East, possibly being the best team in the East if there is work done on the roster. Now, Bobby Portis was introduced, too. I want to make sure to give Portis his proper flowers. Bobby Portis, I think, a player who could maybe, sixth man of the year, maybe a bit of a stretch, but be one of the more important bench players for the Miami Heat. Could he start? I could listen to that as well. I remind Heat fans, who would you bring off the bench? Wiggins? I feel like when it comes to the Heat and that starting 5, I think you start Wiggins just to have him guard the best player on the court. I don't think that's at Andrew's age of 32, 33 years old. I don't think that's too much to ask from him. The Heat didn't trade him. The Heat clearly have plans for Andrew Wiggins. We've seen Bobby Portis come off of the bench in multiple stops of his NBA career. And you heard Pat Riley, and Erik Spoelstra really wax poetically about him. Pat Riley went to the point of saying he'd play for me on any team, on the 70s, the 80s, any of the teams that Pat Riley coached. Bobby Portis would be involved. I worry about depth with the Heat. I worry about with what's behind the starting 5. And I think you need a little bit more three-point shooting. Davion, Giannis, Bam, Wiggins, they don't necessarily burn down the nets from behind the arc. I think the Tim Hardaway signing was very good. Hardaway, career-long, good three-point shooter, knockdown shooter. I think that's great. I'm going to need a little bit more. We need a little bit more off of that bench. The one thing that he do have is defense. And I go back to what I said earlier in this segment. I don't think anybody wants to play offense against this Miami Heat defense. Imagine trying to go down low with Giannis and Bam Adebayo standing in. And listen, Bam might be 6'9". That's a long 6'9". It's a wingspan that spans over 7 feet. And Giannis, I mean, my gosh, the Greek freak, for God's sakes. Good luck going to the rim on them. And then Wiggins guarding everything on the perimeter. But once again, that call in line, 888-760-3776. We got Antonio in the YouTube chat. He said, LeBron doesn't have Heat culture either. He doesn't play a full season. This is not Heat culture. Bad example for younger players on a team. I disagree wholeheartedly. Granted, Antonio, I am a LeBron James homer. I think LeBron would come in here and fit in. I think you're forgetting about the 4 years LeBron was here where 2 out of the 4 they won championships and ran into one of the bigger juggernauts in the San Antonio Spurs with Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Tim Duncan. I completely disagree with you, but I see where I think I see the basis of your argument that LeBron isn't necessarily going to play both sides of the court 100% in an 80 game regular season. But I remind you of the defensive players that I just mentioned. LeBron could lollygag a little bit. You can't afford to have LeBron lollygag on the court. And as far as a bad example for the younger players, brother, who the hell is young on this roster? Who the hell are you talking about? Andrew Wiggins is 30 years old. What, Davion Mitchell? Listen, Antonio, I get what you're saying, that you don't think he's a two-way player anymore. I remind you that LeBron James, when he needs to, turns on the Jets. He'll be able to be a two-way player once, the playoffs come around and when games actually start meaning things. No one cares about the NBA regular season. Literally nobody. And I think the Heat, more than anybody, understand that. And I think for the first time in a long time, the Heat feel like that they can make a run. So Antonio, I appreciate the shout, but I think you're dead wrong there. I don't think you could be any more wrong there. Folks, the 4 o'clock hour is presented by Gießen 0%. As someone who has been 5 years sober, go check them out at Publix. You can pick up your Gießen at Publix. I remind everybody, even if you're not like me and you know you don't drink alcohol anymore and you still participate with alcohol, you can't drink every night. I mean, some nights you got the car, you got the kids. If you're going to that gathering and you got to work in the morning, stay sharp and stay focused with Gießen 0%. It tastes like the real thing, and it's going to keep you sharp. And I remind everybody, I'm running that 10K. I drink my premium red. It's not hurting me in that department because in a single bottle, there's 145 calories in a single bottle of Gießen 0%. So go check them out today at Publix. It's Gießen 0%. The 4 o'clock hour is brought to you by Gießen 0%. And be sure to check out my social media at Mike Rizzo 22, where I'm constantly ranking things with the wine and 5 from 5 to 1. That is at Mike Rizzo 22. Humber says, bring Norman Powell back. Norman Powell just signed a new deal. Humber, I love this shout because I think Norman Powell is a player the Miami Heat could exactly use right now. They need the Heat. The Heat needs somebody, I think, who could come off of the bench and provide 3 and D. A player that I have in mind would be Max Strus. I understand that he played for the Heat before. I believe, and I'm shooting from the hip here, me being from Cleveland.
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one cares.
I believe that Strus is still under contract on that side of the department in Cleveland, but they need depth. They need depth. They need more players. They need someone who's going to be able to come off of that bench with Bobby Portis, with company, to be able to provide good minutes. I remind everybody with those big 3 teams with the Miami Heat, Eddie House was a big player. Shane Battier was a big player. These were guys that Battier would start sometimes, but you get the point. These were guys that would come off of the bench. You had Ray Allen at the back of an end of his career. I don't got to remind Heat fans about Ray Allen, who hit the biggest shot, arguably, in Miami Heat history that ended up winning them a championship in, the next game, where Heat fans famously left. But I do look at the Heat roster, to circle back full circle again. The Heat roster, to me, is a top 3 or 4 team in the Eastern Conference. You got to give respect to the New York Knicks. They won a title. They're damn near bringing back that entire core, that entire roster. We did hear their owner, Dolan, say they're not going to go into the luxury tax, so it's not going to look exactly the same. But I know that the Knicks are going to be a threat. No ifs, ands, or buts. The Sixers, I think, pending the health of Joel Embiid, could be the second best team in the Eastern Conference. If you guys think I'm missing anybody, 888-760-3776, or hit me up on the YouTube chat at ESPN South Florida. I'm not putting Boston ahead of the Heat. I'm not putting my Cavaliers, please. All right, even if LeBron goes to the Cavs, that team's not winning anything. They gave Donovan Mitchell $70 million. I'm still scratching it to what? Not show up in a big spot. And I like Donovan. I do. He's a nice kid. He's a good player. But he has not had the postseason success. And you're going to give him $70 million? And then you're going to bring back bag of bones James Harden, who can't defend a tree? Down on the Cavs. So I have the Heat above the Cavs. Spare me on the Pistons, too. Enough of the Pistons. What have the Pistons done this offseason that they're better than the Miami Heat, who have Giannis, Bam, and the starting 5 that I went through? Cade Cunningham, a nice player. All right, talk about another player who didn't show up in a big spot in that series against Cleveland, which they lost in 7 games, who the New York Knicks made, look like the 2003 Washington Wizards. All right, so let's forget about the Pistons. They're 3. They are. I think the Heat are comfortably 3rd, possibly going up to the top. To the top 2 once they make a couple of moves. But we're going to take our first time out of the program. When we come back, we'll continue to talk about the Miami Heat, getting Giannis, speculate about the roster, speculate about the Eastern Conference. LeBron James did appear, I believe, on the Tyrese Halliburton podcast in front of a couple. It looked like he was in a theater today. No answers were answered whether if he was going to sign from someone who knows, LeBron James, I think, better than the average person and the average NBA watcher. I don't think you're going to get an answer from LeBron within the next week. But I still stand by my gut with what I think with LeBron. It's either the Cavs or it's either the Heat. I'm not buying into the Golden State garbage. I remind everybody I will not watch a second of the NBA if LeBron James goes to Golden State. I will stick to my word on that. Maybe we'll watch the Miami Heat. What's that? The Sun package? I'll get the Sun package to watch our Miami Heat. But other than that, I will not be participating in watching the league if LeBron wears that ridiculous jersey. And I'm not buying the Sixers. The 4 teams right now that Shams is saying that are obviously in the mix: the Cavs, the Heat, the Sixers, and the Golden State Warriors. But no answer in that department either. We'll continue to speculate everything on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
When it comes to your back and neck, there's no room for compromise. You need expertise you can trust, and that's HSS, the best in orthopedics, providing spine care for over 160 years. Our specialists focus on you using advanced diagnostics, minimally invasive techniques, and tailored rehab plans to get you moving again. For something as important as your spine, choose the leaders from the best in orthopedics locally in South Florida. hss.edu/Florida.
Summer is officially here. The sun's out, the grill's going, the weekends feel a little longer. And with Gießen 0%, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of premium wine without the alcohol. Bright citrus, tropical notes, clean, refreshing flavor made for warm nights and good company. From poolside afternoons to sunset dinners, Gießen fits the pace of your summer, keeping you sharp, social, and fully in the moment. Gießen 0%, real wine for real life. The moment is now.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, West Palm Beach.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
You put a lot into your business. Your signage should reflect that. At Signorama West Palm, family owned and operated for over 32 years, we've been helping businesses stand out and stay top of mind. We don't just design signs, we handle the whole process, including professional installation and service. From ADA signs to reception signs and full storefronts, we turn everyday spaces into branding that gets attention. We can handle it all. Call us today at 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPV.com.
Marlins fans, the fighting
fish are on a hot streak, and now's the perfect time to tune in to Marlins TV. Don't miss the Marlins All-Star Sale and score 50% off your Marlins.tv subscription. Instead of $54.99, you can stream the rest of the season for only $27.99. Catch every big moment live, wherever you are. This limited time offer ends soon, so sign up today at Marlins.tv and score the best deal of the summer.
The 4 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo is presented by Gießen 0% Wines. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, meaning it's always the perfect time for Gießen wines. Elevate your game night with Gießen's 0% Sauvignon Blanc, Rosé, Pinot Grigio, even Sparkling Brut. 0% alcohol, all the flavor, Gießen wines from New Zealand, making the 4 o'clock hour or any hour the perfect time.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Back at it, a little bit of a hockey sub here as Colin Russo was back alongside Mike Rizzo. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3 at the Charlotte Uptown IM for ACC Media Day Day 2. Mike Rizzo and Elias Bustamante down in West Palm Beach, Florida. Speaking of West Palm Beach, speaking of South Florida, I'm all the way up in Charlotte, and I'm thinking, boy, if I ever got, God forbid, ever got into a fender bender, I wish I'd be in Florida so I could call Anajar and Levine and make sure I get the right coverage and getting my back. Anajar and Levine is the perfect accident attorney, and when you dread the day that you'll need an accident attorney, you hope you never think about it, but the day you need to make a decision about it is the day you call Anajar and Levine. Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine are the best in South Florida. You drive down 95, you see 6,000 different options for accident attorney studios, but there's only one best, so go check them out today. That is Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call today, get a free consultation. You call them right now, you get 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Call them today. That's Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Mike Rizzo, how are we doing today? What's going on? I know we got the Heat press conference, which just closed out with Giannis making his, opening statement.
His opening shtick. Kyle, he did it. Yeah, his opening shtick. He was able to get his jersey. We heard from Pat Riley. We heard from Erik Spoelstra. I talked last segment, Shaquille O'Neal won a championship. LeBron James won a championship. Is Giannis, from this introductory press conference, from what you heard, do you think Giannis could possibly win a championship with the Miami Heat next year? Or rather, during his tenure? How about during his tenure, brother?
Remains to be seen. Yeah, we got a ways to go.
I was saying, though,
I don't know what the team's going to look.
Kyle, Eastern Conference, the Knicks and the Sixers right now are the teams that I think that clear them. I think the Miami Heat are, if not, could be the number 3 team in the East with how this roster is currently constructed. And if they get LeBron James and if they're able to get more pieces, I think they can make their way into the top 2.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I don't think they have enough depth. And we're relying on second rounder Ryan Conwell, who's a decent college player, to be our focal point scorer from the guard position. I think we have some problems, but that's neither here nor there. Mike, I just talked to your pal Lincoln Kienholz.
Yeah, dude, good kid.
The former Ohio State quarterback, nice kid, South Dakota guy. And he grew up in a town of 14,000 people. Said his first game, 100,000 people at the shoe. He said it was a little bit of a lifestyle change, to put it that way. But, nice kid. Somebody who, he paid his dues. That's 3 years at Ohio State.
Yep.
Where he was sitting there learning. And he's going to be joining Jeff Brom in Louisville this coming season. And we talked to Jeff Brom, the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans champion himself. And he said the biggest takeaway from going down to Boca Raton was his wife loved it. So his wife loved the Boca Resort. I said you're probably on, Shopify or Realtor the websites and looking for houses, whatever it might be. But we talked to Coach Jeff Brom as well. And he was a class act because, he played for Howard Schnellenberger in the late 80s, early 90s in the Louisville teams.
Mm-hmm.
So Schnellenberger was the father of FAU, and or FAU football, I should say. And I saw him. So that was good. You know who I did see, who I was trying to get on, was during the early part of today, Virginia Tech was walking by, and I saw Brian White, if you remember, the old FAU athletic director.
Oh, wow.
Who got called, 6 weeks ago to go run Virginia Tech athletics. He was here doing interviews.
Did he
I said hello to him.
Yeah, the big dog you?
I'm going to be honest. Yeah, a little bit. second time now.
Who else? Hang on, Kyle. So you've been there. Listen, you've been in Charlotte, ACC Media Day. We're going to hear from Mike Norvell. Your interview with him in an hour, about 5:30. Did anyone else big dog you? Did Dabo big dog you?
No, so
Belichick
wasn't on the schedule.
Kyle Belichick.
I'd be shocked if Belichick walks through this radio road tomorrow. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
He does media. Doesn't he?
Yeah, but he does
media.
The press conference. He does the press conferences. I don't know. I'd be shocked if he's doing radio hits. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be, incorrect about that. WQAM's right next to us. They got Dabo, so I was able to say hello to him, but he was pretty booked up. He was doing a lot of Clemson sports talk this year, about 3 different stations. So he was a busy guy. I was able to see him.
Hang on. QAM got
Dabo.
QAM got Dabo. We didn't get Dabo.
QAM got Dabo.
Got an issue with that, Kyle. Kyle, I got an issue with that.
They didn't get Fran Brown. Fran Brown, officially friend of show. Very straight up guy. Fran Brown, the head coach of Syracuse. I was a big fan of him. He was straight as an arrow.
He recruits down here. He recruits hard down here.
He recruits crazy, and he's a Northeast guy. But I did say it was funny. I asked him if he felt that any of his antics rubbed people the wrong way. And he goes, I don't really care if people don't like me. Then after the interview, he takes off his headset. He goes, you think people don't like me? Coach, I didn't mean it like that. Coach, I didn't mean it like that. But it was funny. He was a class act, straight as an arrow. And then I talked to his quarterback, Steve Angeli, who was the former Notre Dame quarterback.
Yeah.
Who was the backup for Riley Leonard in that championship game. And he said that, that's part of the reason why people love him. He makes the guy do wind sprints. He doesn't shower after losses. He's a quirky guy in terms of his antics. But Virginia Tech was today. Louisville was today. A number of different teams are today. It's cool. It's getting you jazzed up for football season a little bit.
No Franklin and no Dabo on 106.3 today.
No Franklin, no Dabo.
Down on that, brother. I'm down on that.
Dabo did everything. Dabo did everything, and I even asked their SID multiple, if we could squeeze it. And Franklin only did like a handful of interviews. He only did about 3 or 4, and it was only the Virginia people, to my knowledge.
Fair enough.
But
Dabo, so
Dabo touched every table here, but this one.
What's up with that? What is it? Because of me? Is it because of me?
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one.
Is it because what I say? Because I talk bad about Dabo? What? I mean, come on, Dabo.
It was weird. I was talking to Olson Pat Henry, who's one of the Clemson tight ends. And you know what I asked him about? I asked him about squeezing onto that bus before they run down onto the field, down that hill.
By the way, Colin, quickly, waste of time. Thank you.
He said that, too. He goes, there's 1,000 people on this bus, and they're all in full pads. You can't sit down. A bunch of 300-pounders like sitting there in full pads. And then he goes, you run down this hill. I'm like, has anybody ever gotten hurt? He goes, dude, I walk it. He goes, everybody else starts to sprint down and make a scene out of it. I walk it.
The best was last season when they laid an absolute egg on LSU.
Against LSU. That was
and
what I was talking
LSU,
about.
by the way, LSU played awful in that game as well. There were 2 bad teams in that beginning game, but oh man, Dabo must listen to the station, and here's the slander. Dabo, brother, it's all in good love, brother. It's all in good love. You're a 2-time national champion. Make sure you go stop by Colin's table the next time we're there. I mean, ridiculous. Colin, he did everyone's table but us. Got big dog by Dabo.
I'm pretty sure he did every table but this one.
What the hell?
Is there 6 minutes we could squeeze? Nothing.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It's Clemson. He's got the radio show. They're going to build the statue. He's Mr. Clemson. I'm like, Dabo, you could squeeze 8 minutes with Colin Russo. You could squeeze 8 minutes.
This is the last time. Last time I'll ask it, Colin. Every single table, but ESPN 106.3.
I would say I'm going to ballpark. I'm going to say there's on 45 tables here, 40 tables here. I bet he did 38 interviews.
I'm down on that. Down on
Clemson.
Down on
Clemson.
They stink anyway. We're going to tell Dabo, scream across the room, they're winning 5 games anyway. We didn't watch you anyway.
Right. Florida State faithful not happy here as well. Been talking to them quite a bit, the guys who cover the team day by day, and those guys, that's a tough gig, let's be honest.
Yeah. It's a sad bunch. Kyle, probably realistically,
they've had a rough day.
Realistically, probably like 8 real big probably reporters on that beat. You know what I mean? That's a small town, Kyle. So, probably 7, 8 guys that are consistently on that beat. man, they're counting the days. And listen, friend of show Mike Norvell, I think they're counting the days until they could find that $60 million, brother.
Yeah, I was talking to them. I had lunch today with a couple of the guys on the beat and the radio show, list that the Seminole football has. And to say that they are frustrated, I think, is a little bit of an understatement. There's nothing like, cutting steak at lunch and breaking down that Florida State hasn't had an offensive lineman drafted in 10 years.
And then, dude, they haven't won. I think it's like Florida State hasn't won an ACC road game. What, since 2023? Since the year they went undefeated? Since the year
that makes sense, 2-10.
Yeah.
That makes sense at 2-10.
Yeah, and then last year, the disaster.
Yeah, they lost at they lost at Virginia. They lost at Miami was home. They lost. Pitt was home or on the road, I believe. They lost to Pitt. Yeah, I'd have to go through it. But yeah, that's a rough go at it. That's a rough go at it. So, but the thing is, I think the ACC's got some juice. Think about it, Mike, for a second. The ACC's got a lot of tenured coaches. A lot of coaches who've been there a long time. Let's think about this for a second. Dave Duran's been there at NC State for a while. He's been a successful coach. Jeff Brom's been a very successful coach at Louisville. Franklin, we know, is going to turn around Virginia Tech quickly. And he had a comment today in his presser where he said, it's easy to go. It's one thing to get more out of less. And he was referring to Penn State when he says that. He goes, well, it's one thing to get the most out of, a little. And that's what he was referring to Penn State. And then he goes, well, now we got to do the most with the most in terms of, I guess, the resources. So I guess Penn State was, cutting him $10,000 to build a roster, according to Franklin. So that was an interesting comment. But no, he was not able to jump on Russo and Rizzo.
I'm Colin. I'm very upset. I can't lie. I'm very upset that we did not get the two biggest names there today. Now, I'm assuming everyone didn't get Cristobal yesterday. Am I right on that?
Yeah, definitely right.
All right, so we got maybe they had to give
Norvell
other people.
Didn't do a ton either. Norvell didn't do a ton either.
So all right, they in their eyes we got two big fishes yesterday. And listen, we love Jeff Brom and I love former Iron Buckeye, Lincoln Kienholz. But boys,
Brom was great. Brom's great. Brom's a good man.
Boys,
and he was a very straight guy.
Can I get Dabo? Jeez. Can we get Dabo? Fine. You're not going to give us Franklin. All right. Maybe Dabo, it sounded like he did the tour. He did the Kings tour where he's waving to the crowd. He's talking to everybody except ESPN 106.3.
Speaking of the tour, let's see what's going on at the Open Championship, which is taking place overseas. What do we got, Mike, in terms of leaderboard update?
All right, this is your leaderboard update, folks. It is the Open Championship. And obviously, it's going to be a very fun weekend, one of the better tournaments and better majors across golf. And folks, this leaderboard update from the Open Championship is brought to you by the Breakers Palm Beach and Kaiser University. Well, as we take on over, let's look at the number one player right now. That is Jackson Suber, sitting at 5 under. Couple of guys tied for second place in Daniel Brown and Sung Jae Im. 4 under. Thomas Dietrich sitting at 3 under. Robert McIntyre, Francisco Molinari as well at 3 under. Colin 3 under, a very big score. 5 other players at 3 under along with Molinari, Dietrich, and McIntyre. One of them being Bryson DeChambeau. DeChambeau, who hasn't necessarily played very well in the last couple of majors. He's starting to turn it up, at least during the first day. A 67 for Bryson DeChambeau on that first day. Where's Scotty Scheffler after he missed the cut in a godforsaken tournament before the Open Championship presented by the Breakers and Kaiser University? Scheffler sitting at 2 under, tied for 13th. So there are a couple of big names there I wanted to give a mention to. Morikawa sitting at 2 under. Tommy Fleetwood sitting at 1 under. John Rahm at 1 under. So plenty of guys positioning themselves after round 1. And once again, that was your leaderboard update presented by the Breakers Palm Beach and Kaiser University at the Open Championship.
We'll take a time out here, but first things first, if you're thinking about making a financial decision, if you're thinking about taking out a loan, if you're thinking about putting money away, you got to make sure you talk to the right people and trust the right people with said money, and no better option than Flagler Credit Union.
And you're going to go on over to the West Palm Beach location, folks. The West Palm Beach location of Flagler Credit Union, that is the one that I go to living in Palm Beach Lakes. Riz, but I don't live in West Palm Beach. Well, the good news is they got 4 total locations, including Lake Clark Shores, North Palm Beach, and plenty of others. Go to flaglercu.org to see what they could do for you. I have a personal checking account and a savings account with Flagler Credit Union. Once again, flaglercu.org to see what they can do. They got business checking accounts. Say, you're, like Leo, like Joe in West Palm. Say you own a great, then booming small business pizza shop like our guy Joe. If you need somewhere to, store your funds and manage your cash, think of Flagler Credit Union because they got personal, business, and savings account that they could take care for you. They are the official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics. FlaglerCU.org for more information. That's Flagler Credit Union.
888-760-3776. Number to get into the program. That's 888-760-3776. Number to get into the program. We'll take a timeout here. We got Mike Norvell coming up at 5:30. Got a little 5 at 5 action. A lot more to come here. And I tell you this, Charlotte's one of the best cities in the country. We'll talk about that on the other side of things. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
The biggest soccer tournament in the world deserves legendary ribs. That's why Duffy Sports Grill is serving up its rib tour. Enjoy slow-roasted, fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs with 3 bold new barbecue flavors inspired by tastes from around the globe. Jack Daniels' Blackberry Barbecue, sweet and spicy chili crisp barbecue, or spicy mango habanero barbecue. Pair them with the match and your favorite game day drink now through July 19th. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
Dining out? Yikes. Couldn't be me. Except, wait. It is me? Because now, for a limited time at McDonald's, I can get a classic McChicken or sausage burrito for just $1.50. You heard that correctly. $1.50 USD. That's less than the gas to get there. Or 1 hour of parking. Or, well, honestly, most things right now. Leave it to McDonald's to come through for me and the crew when we need it the most. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's. With refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here, now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University's championship athletic program now has 31 national championships, including the 4th straight men's lacrosse title and a red banner for the women's tennis squad. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
The Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour is presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Duffy's Sports Grill is a proud sponsor of local youth sports and partner of the Orange Bowl Youth Football Alliance and the Orange Bowl Festival.
Whether you're an athlete, coach,
cheerleader, or the whole team, join us at Duffy's for special discounts and a guaranteed good time. For more information and to find your favorite Duffy's, visit us at duffysmvp.com. Duffy's, our game is always on.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
The 4 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo is presented by Gießen 0% Wines. It's 4 o'clock somewhere, meaning it's always the perfect time for Gießen wines. Elevate your game night with Gießen's 0% Sauvignon Blanc, Rosé, Pinot Grigio, even Sparkling Brut. 0% alcohol, all the flavor, Gießen wines from New Zealand, making the 4 o'clock hour or any hour the perfect time.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
You're looking to catch the big game somewhere. You're looking to watch the World Cup final somewhere. If you're looking to really just watch any sporting event in a good spot with good food, good drinks, look no further than Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place in West Palm Beach. It's the best square pizza in South Florida. And I'm not just saying that. There's a ton of good pizza all over the place, but there's only one place that really does take the cake. And it's all straight from Stone Street, Manhattan. Go check it out today. Adrian's Pizza Bar. Go get this square pizza, handcrafted cocktails. They got an expansive, selective menu of different appetizers and entrees that rival any top restaurant in the Palm Beach County area. Go check it out today. Go for lunch. Go for dinner. Go for the big game. They got 2 happy hours a day that's open from 11:30 a.m. to midnight throughout the week. Go check it out today. That is Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place. It is Colin Russo. It is Mike Rizzo. It is Elias Bustamante. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. If you missed any of the Giannis presser, which was earlier today, go listen back or go watch it back on this very station at ESPN South Florida as we stream the entire press conference with Giannis, Pat Riley, Erik Spoelstra, where they didn't necessarily say anything new. And it's nothing we didn't necessarily know in terms of what's going on with LeBron. There's nothing to theorize on there. And I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. Mike Rizzo's down in West Palm Beach, Florida. Mike, you know what I got to tell you really quick?
What's going on?
This city is a fantastic, and I don't say this lightly. I'm very critique. I critique cities like you wouldn't believe. Charlotte, North Carolina is an excellent city.
For what reasons?
Mike, does this city needs good sports teams badly. So how could they need it? Because it would be the icing and the cherry on top.
My ignorance is showing. Don't they have those damn Hurricanes that just won a championship, Colin?
Raleigh, North Carolina. That's 2 hours away.
All right. Well, aren't they all, Hurricane fans, I'm assuming?
Well, I don't know enough
about
the hockey affiliation.
Yeah, you tell me.
I'm going to assume that's the Hurricanes. But they got the Panthers. They got the Hornets. They got a great AAA ballpark, Truist Field, which is like street level, so you can actually look down into the ballpark from street level. And that's right downtown. The Panthers are right downtown. The Hornets are right downtown. The way I view it, it's a quaint city that is developed enough to where it feels like a city, but it's not too big. You can walk anywhere. The weather, you get 4 seasons. It's got a good, how about this? Airport, 13 minutes away from downtown.
Okay.
13 minutes, it's about 6 miles.
Safe?
And
you feel safe when you were running?
I feel safe.
Okay.
Yeah. And
you ran 6 miles. You were outside. You were messing around outside,
I had to go get a feel for the area, and I heard the South End is where, all the young people are. And I ran, and within a mile, I'm in, like, these green neighborhoods. Like, this is where people raise their kids.
Okay.
Kids on skateboards and bikes. And you get that within a mile of downtown. And I'm sitting there. This is unbelievable. And then all of a sudden you get to the South End, which is sort of like this overdeveloped Madison young person area. It felt like Madison, Wisconsin in a lot of ways. And that was great, too. Mike, this is a Tier 1 young person city. This is completely flown under the radar for me.
Okay. I've never been.
You've never been to –
I've laid over. I've laid over.
UNC, You get Duke UNC like 2 hours away, hour and a half away. You're not far from. I mean, you're 3 hours from the beach. You got a good airport.
All right, so
14
hang on. You're
14 minutes away.
You're not by the beach, bro. 3 hours, you're not by the beach. You're not by the beach. Let's make that.
No,
all right, you're not by the beach.
But I'm saying you're not far from water. You're not far from water.
Fair enough. You can do a weekend.
You're not Gator country.
Kyle, I'm not doing 6 hours, to the damn beach, all right, in a day. So you're not by the beach. But it's 86 there.
So, it's like 95 degrees today, but it feels like 87 comparatively to what we're used to in Florida. At least in my opinion.
Dude, it was Colin. It was scorching today.
Scorching
Holy
in Florida.
cow, it was scorching.
It's hot
today.
here, but it's not nearly as hot as it is in Florida.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a finance capital, but they got good concerts, they got good music venues, they got good food. The hotel is connected to the YMCA. I thought that was great. I'm very, very.
You moving there,
Charlotte,
brother? You doing the show remote? You gonna move to Charlotte?
This is a great. If you are a finance guy, you work for U.S. Bank of America, one of those godforsaken banks, and you got a finance career ahead of you. Let me implore you to go check out Charlotte, North Carolina. You can raise a family here. Bob White, who is my sound engineer, has been in Charlotte for about 30 years, and that guy knows Charlotte like the back of his hand. And I know he lives outside of Charlotte, but still. That North Carolina surrounding area, I'm very impressed, Mike. And I don't say that lightly. It's a tier 1 young person city.
All right.
And there's not many of those.
No, they got to
Chicago's up there. San Diego's up there. Charlotte's up there. That's my 3.
Well, the good news is all the toddlers that are born right now they might be able to watch a good basketball team because currently the Hornets traded all their good young stars for, picks in 2030. So.
Which I talked to Pete Gwelly, who worked for the Hornets for years, yesterday, the president of business operations for the Buffalo Bills, who formerly worked for the Charlotte Hornets.
Naturally.
And he did say it was the right move to get rid of those players because you got 2 max contracts per team. You're going to hand it out to Miles Bridges and LaMelo Ball? Oh, please. You're not going to accomplish anything with that. So it's the right move getting rid of those guys. It's on the come up. I'm telling you. Bryce Young, who's friend of show, Bryce Young is going to lead that team to the promised land as well.
I think dude, friend of show means they put a damn headset on and they've been a part of the show, Kyle. He's not friend of show. We haven't had Bryce Young on. I don't think Bryce Young would come.
Close enough.
Brother, I don't think Bryce Young would come on after some of the stuff that I said about him. Dabo big dogged you because of me, because I've been saying Dabo's a phony, which he is the last 2 years. So, you got to join the show to be friend of show.
I'm very impressed with Charlotte. I've been impressed with Bryce Young for a while.
You're going to move there.
I'll say this. This is a wonderful city. This is a wonderful city. And it's weird because I've been to all these cities. Milwaukee, it's a godforsaken city.
You don't like it? You don't like it?
Yeah, Milwaukee's fine. Fiserv's okay. They got the water that nobody checks out because it's always 3 degrees. I've been
to a lot of these cities. No. It stinks.
It's not a big-time city. I'm going to be honest. Most of the Texas cities, Austin was not a big-time city.
Dallas is. Now, listen, I'm a phony.
I've spent considerable enough time in Dallas to have that opinion. Fort Worth is a waste of time, but I've heard Dallas is.
My sisters lived there for 3 years, and, I've had best friends that have lived there for 10, and I'm a phony for never seeing them. But according to them, Dallas is an amazing city as well.
Yeah, you should make an effort to go do that. Dallas,
yeah.
I've heard that's a good city. Another one I haven't been to in a long time is Boston.
I love Boston.
Yeah, I haven't been there in years. In terms of a young person city,
North
I
End,
been there in a long time.
Kyle, North End is great. A lot of good little, spots you could go to if you, between the age of 20 and 35. Great food. I mean, my God, the Italian food on the North End, Colin. Very, very good. Now the weather. The weather sucks. Walkable, but the weather sucks.
Great sports.
So it's freezing.
Great sports.
I'm at the point in my life.
Yeah, but it's good sports.
I'm frozen, Kyle. I'm done with being frozen. I'd rather do this and melt in the summer than freeze, being honest, mate.
But I'm just saying from a young person city perspective, I mean, you'd have to pay me a king's ransom to live in Cleveland. You'd have to.
You're out of your mind, bro. You are out of your mind. You are out of your mind. Cleveland is an amazing city.
You'd have to pack up the Brinks truck.
Talk about a great place to raise a family. Cleveland is a fantastic place to raise a family. Fantastic.
Right. Philadelphia is not bad. I actually think Philadelphia gets a bad rap.
Stop it. Stop it. You cannot say that about Cleveland.
You
And
hang
turn
around
around
the Liberty Bell. You
Dude.
hang around the Rocky Steps, and you're in good shape.
Those people hate everybody. Those people hate everybody. God.
Wow. Yeah, a young person city. Now, I haven't been to Charleston, South Carolina. I heard that's another good young person city. But Charlotte, North Carolina makes my tier 1. And I got about 3-4 cities on that. And Charlotte, North Carolina makes it. And
Yeah.
I am that impressed with Charlotte, North Carolina.
Well, one city we agree on is Chicago. I love
Great
Chicago.
young person city.
I love Chicago.
Great summer. It's the best summer in the country. Is Chicago.
It is.
There's no doubt about
now,
that.
have you
Love
seen?
Chicago.
Have you seen? So, Colin, the pollution in the Midwest is insanity right now. Have you seen
and the
this?
Northeast. The Northeast is a problem, too. They're worried about the World Cup final.
Dude,
because it's going to be at MetLife. It's going to be outdoors in East Rutherford, and it's a hazy. You smell the smoke. You can feel the smoke.
Colin, my 90-year-old grandmother, she cannot go outside today. 478 on the hazardous air index, which is worse. It's the worst air that they've had in about 50 years.
Yeah, I think it's sub 100. I think is great. Wow,
yeah.
so 400.
Wildfire smoke polluting the air. Apparently, Canada's burning to the ground. I hope everything's okay up there.
Yeah, right. It's Canada fires, and they're spreading to New York City as well. So they're worried about the World Cup final.
Yeah.
What do you can't move the game.
You can bring them to Hard Rock. Bring them to Hard Rock. It's going to be 100 degrees. You can play down here in Hard Rock.
The Hard Rock already has that wasted time third place game.
You play both.
Here.
Play both. Play both.
That's a wasted.
Well, you don't need
third place game,
dude. Colin, you don't have to tell me, bro. Have you seen?
Third place game.
Colin,
that's the Fenway Bowl.
Colin, I agree with almost everything world football. I'm kind of get off my lawn guy when it comes to that stuff, dude. I am down on the third place game. Have you seen the English media today, by the way? Have you seen some of the stuff coming from England? Oh, my God. You think they want to play in that third place? You think they want to watch Thomas Tuchel in a third-place game after he sat back for 25 minutes against Argentina with 5 at the back and Big Dan Byrne? Oh, dude. Sack him! Sack him! Did you see the clip I sent you of Jamie O'Hara yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Hysterical. Anyway.
Yeah, it is fun. That's part of the reason why it's good to be in a sports radio area when your team is a catastrophic failure more often than not, because then you can have moments like that where you could just, basically blow your head off thinking about how all the terrible things that the team has done to your psyche and to the fandom. It's crazy to see how England is sort of started to burn down a little bit because of Thomas Tuchel and how he's handled that game, which I watched yesterday. I watched the full second half on FS1 last night. Thank God. It was playing around 8, 9 to 10 o'clock. And, you're thinking about it. The second they scored, Argentina was continuously knocking for about 35 minutes.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden they were able to score in the 85th and then score again in the 91st. And Dan Byrne, we talked about it yesterday. Byrne did not check in when they were tied.
It was
he checked
before.
in when they were down.
And the funnier,
it was 3 minutes before.
The funnier part is, Colin, he subs on Byrne, and within 10 minutes there are 2 goals scored. He goes full defense, goes 5 at the back, and 2 goals get scored. That's what the England fans are freaking out about. So Tuchel was supposed to be brought in there, Colin, to quote, and I'm quoting them, be brave when you're up 1-0 and to still continue to go for the game and go for goals. Instead, Tuchel does what every single British manager has done in the past, like the most recent with Gareth Southgate. They go full-on defense, try to hang on to a 1-0 lead. Colin, the onslaught that Argentina had for the last 25, 30 minutes, including extra time, was something I've never seen. Honestly, it was like something I've never seen. Insanity.
And I'll tell you, and if you had money on it on the Hard Rock Bet app, if you have money on all of a sudden you hear Mario Cristobal talk about the Miami Hurricanes and you think this team's winning a national championship, you could go bet that future on the Hard Rock Bet app today.
And Colin, I'll tell you what, I'm going to start calling Lionel Messi the money man, because my Hard Rock Bet app is certainly, getting taken care of by the GOAT. Kyle, I've bet on Argentina every single game, and I've won money on Argentina every single game. So, folks, listen, I'm not Mr. Professional Gambler guy, but I personally think you should be going on the Argentina side of things when it comes to Hard Rock Bet. And it's your last opportunity to get involved with the World Cup on Hard Rock. You got Spain and you got Argentina coming up in the final. You can bet that third place game I wouldn't put your money, Colin, on England. So I would definitely lean the way of Lace Blues and France. But it's your last chance to get involved with the World Cup, and you got baseball starting back up tonight with the Phillies and the Mets. Full slate of baseball coming up tomorrow. You know me. I'm looking for my futures. I'm looking for my favorite team.
No one's thinking about Ohio State. No one cares.
Do the same thing. Go find your favorite team. If you're a Florida Gator fan, if you're a Miami Hurricane fan, are you buying into Mike Norvell? By the way, we're going to be hearing from Mikey Norvell coming up at 5:30. Colin Russo sat down with him during ACC Media Day. But if you're high on Florida State, you're high on your Gators, you're high on your Canes, whatever Florida team, if it's UCF, USF, go bet the over-under with Hard Rock Bet. Go get your futures locked in on the football side. Believe it or not, folks, we're close to football season. I mean, we're already almost here. It's the middle of July. We're going to be having training camp coming around the corner sooner than later with the NFL, too. So get your bets locked in with Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus. Physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're a friend and concerned about gambling, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. Like I said, Norvell coming up at 5:30. But when we come back, Kyle, we're going to be hitting the 5 at 5 right here on ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour is presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Duffy's Sports Grill is a proud sponsor of local youth sports and partner of the Orange Bowl Youth Football Alliance and the Orange Bowl Festival.
Whether you're an athlete, coach,
cheerleader,
or the whole team, join us at Duffy's for special discounts and a guaranteed good time. For more information and to find your favorite Duffy's, visit us at duffysmvp.com. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Go big and save big at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach. Right now, choose from over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned cars and SUVs ready to drive home today. That means more selection, more savings, and more ways to get the deals you've been waiting for. Whether you're looking for a fuel-efficient commuter, a family SUV, or a sporty new ride, Greenway Kia West Palm Beach has you covered. And here's the game changer. Big inventory means big value, putting more money back in your pocket. Credit challenges? No problem. The Credit Clinic is back, and the experienced team at Greenway Kia will work with you to explore financing options that fit your lifestyle. So don't wait. Find the Kia that's perfect for you, your budget, and your driveway. Call Lonnie Mister today at 561-433-1511. That's 561-433-1511. Or hurry on to Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, where big inventory means big savings. But don't wait. These deals won't last. Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The biggest soccer tournament in the world deserves legendary ribs. That's why Duffy Sports Grill is serving up its rib tour. Enjoy slow-roasted, fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs with 3 bold new barbecue flavors inspired by tastes from around the globe. Jack Daniels' Blackberry Barbecue, Sweet and Spicy Chili Crisp Barbecue, or Spicy Mango Habanero Barbecue. Pair them with the match and your favorite game day drink now through July 19th. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen, and I've got World Cup fever. There's too much happening to just casually check scores. Mike Rizzo has the updates, news, interviews, and opinions to keep you locked in. Join us for Extra Time with Mike Rizzo, weekdays at 6 here on ESPN 106.3.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
The Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour is presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Duffy's Sports Grill is a proud sponsor of local youth sports and partner of the Orange Bowl Youth Football Alliance and the Orange Bowl Festival.
Whether you're an athlete, coach,
Cheerleader.
Or the whole team. Join us at Duffy's for special discounts and a guaranteed good time. For more information and to find your favorite Duffy's, visit us at Duffy'sMVP.com. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Whether you need
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Call into the bucket, lays it up and in.
ball game, Rizzo.
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Collins.
If you missed any of the 4 p.m. hour of Russo and Rizzo right here on ESPN 106.3, go listen back on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. It is Thursday, July the 16th, 2026. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo. We get Elias Bustamante helping us out, keeping us up over the airwaves today as it's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. If you're in South Florida and you're driving down the freeway and all of a sudden you get in a little bit of a fender bender, somebody hits your taillight, and you're going to need an accident attorney to get you coverage, well, look no further than what Anajar and Levine can offer for you. If you drive down 95 right now, you could probably see 6,000 different accident attorney options. But when you're looking for the best, you do not want to settle. You do not want to make the wrong decision when it comes to an accident attorney. That's why Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine are the best. You know they fight for you because they don't even get paid unless you do. They want to fight for you to get the maximum compensation that you deserve when you're making decisions like this, such as a accident attorney. Go check them out today, and you can see what Anajar and Levine can offer for you. That is Mark Anajar, Glenn Levine, and Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call them today, get a free consultation. That's 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. That's Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. You get Colin Russo, you got Mike Rizzo. I'm in Charlotte. Mike's down in West Palm Beach. We get Elias Bustamante helping us out over the airwaves today. We're a day removed from Argentina's excellent win over England with 2 goals. And again, the last 15 minutes of the game that got them up and running into the World Cup final, which will be taking place this Sunday with a third-place game this Saturday. Well, in the meantime, let's bounce around. Let's do a little 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking Big Ten.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU Athletics. Number 1.
Conor McGregor on his Instagram says that he will have results on his MRI today, and also that his fight with Holloway should be ruled a no contest. Colin, do you agree or disagree?
No, I disagree. Can't rule it a no contest if you get hurt. That's not the case with anybody else. And I'm under the impression that you were a little tuned up getting into the game. That's just my personal opinion, but I don't think you were 1,000% healthy. And if that's the case, why would they void that a no contest? Yeah, it hurts your record. It should hurt your record. If you walked in there and not healthy, if it was a freak injury, that's one thing. But I don't think so. I don't think it was. It didn't feel like it. It didn't look like it. It didn't. He didn't have the same energy he usually has walking out to these fights with bouncing around the octagon and this, that, and the other. Felt like he was hurt. That's my personal opinion. So therefore, no, that's just stupid. It should absolutely be a contest.
He's ruining his reputation. Now, granted, I know there's a off the what do we call ring?
Many things.
There's a lot of things off the ring with Conor McGregor. But folks, let's put that aside for a second. I'm going to focus on what has happened in the octagon. Colin, does he need the money? Why does he keep fighting? He's not in his prime anymore, and the last couple of fights have been bad. I mean, I'm not kickboxing guy. I'm not UFC guy. I'm going to keep it a buck here. I couldn't care less about the sport. But McGregor, when he was in the sport, when he was number one, they had things booming. I feel like UFC is struggling to find a fighter. I mean, if they need to continue to bring back an ancient Conor McGregor, like Colin, who's the number one fighter in that league right now?
Well, it was Ilia Topuria who lost to Justin Gaethje at the White House event. And then, it bounces around.
They don't have a big
Sean
name.
O'Malley's been a big star. Paddy Pimblett's been a big star. But, yes, Conor McGregor is the biggest star in the history of that sport.
I mean, they keep going back to him. And like I said, I'm not UFC guy. I know it's great. I know a lot of people love it. But the fact that they keep bringing this guy back.
Number 2.
ESPN.com says when discussing the expanded college football playoff that you should look at the success of this World Cup. Colin, does this World Cup change your thoughts on an expanded college football playoff run?
I mean, are they forgetting that you cannot compare it? One has a regular season, the other does not. The other is a standalone. The first game you see is a group stage game. Whereas, I mean, if you want to call the group stage regular season, fine. But that's 3 games. It takes 2 weeks. It takes 2.5 weeks to get done. Talking about a 3.5-month regular season that college football does. I agree. Listen, it's weird. I pick and choose my moments. Expansion can be good. It's not always good. And in the case of the World Cup, I'm actually under the impression that I think 64 is a good number. Some people disagree. That's fine. But with college football, you can't necessarily compare apples to oranges because another thing, most of the games in the knockout stage have been great. A lot of these games, Cape Verde, Argentina was great. Now, you don't get that in football. You get a lot of blowouts. I mean, a lot of these, even with in the 12 team.
I'm at your mercy.
Blowouts.
Kyle, I think you're the same way. I'm at the mercy as well. We had a lot going on with Giannis today here. I didn't read the article. Are they saying that you should do a group stage for college football, then a knockout?
No, they're talking about just the general expansion of what a larger pool of a knockout stage can look at.
All right.
That's what they're talking
I
about.
don't need I'm gonna, and this is coming from an Ohio State man who, my team's probably going to be in it either way, pending catastrophic failure, losing 3 games. Like, Kyle, do we need 25 teams in this thing? Do I need to, I need to go back and see who finished 25th last year. I'm pretty sure we didn't need to see them play another game. You know what I'm saying? I think you're going to dilute it. And I'm on the other side. I know this World Cup, it's worked out. I was very worried about the expanded World Cup. I think it's been a great World Cup. I think it's been one of the better World Cups of my lifetime here in the States. But I don't think you need to expand the World Cup to 60, and I don't think you need to expand college football any more than the 12. It's going to happen, though. Do we agree there? It's going to happen either way?
It is going to happen.
Number 3.
Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike asked the following question today on Twitter. If the career of Patrick Mahomes ends with 3 Super Bowl wins and 2 MVPs, is there an active NFL quarterback that could surpass him all time? Which quarterbacks have had the best chance of surpassing the Mahomes resume right now, Colin? Once again, Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike asked the question of if the career of Mahomes were to end with 3 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs, is there an active NFL quarterback that could surpass him all time?
That's not even considering the numbers, too, that he had. He used record-breaking numbers in terms of the fastest to get. He broke every single one of Marino's passing records on the early part of his career in terms of the earliest to do this or the earliest to do that. No, the answer is no. And if you think the answer is yes, there's not enough of a body of work to the guys who currently have hardware to make you believe that they're going to continue building said, the trophy case. And there's not enough young guys where you could confidently say that. It's when a perfect player meets a perfect situation. That is what Patrick Mahomes' first 10 years of his career was. Perfect player, perfect situation. Is there any perfect player meeting a perfect situation? I'd argue there's neither. There's neither right now in the NFL. And he walked into and at the end of the day, it is a little bit of a gold pot that he had going into Kansas City at 10th overall. But there's nobody. I mean, come on. Who are we kidding? Who?
Let's do this, brother. Allen's not doing it. All right?
No.
Burrow's not doing it. Jackson's not doing it. Lawrence isn't doing it. I don't think Cam Ward is doing it. Bo Nix isn't doing it. Fernando Mendoza, I mean, he's a rookie. Can we have the kid play a game?
Can we play a game?
Right. Can we have the kid play a game before I could declare that he's going to do it? Maybe. I mean, I'll give you a maybe. I haven't seen him play. Herbert's not doing it. Prescott's not doing it. Jalen Hurts isn't doing it. My personal opinion, Jaden Daniels isn't doing it. I mean, can Caleb Williams do it? Probably not.
No.
Probably not. Is the love doctor in Green Bay doing it? Absolutely
He's
not.
the same age as Mahomes.
Is Bryce Young doing it? Is Tyler Shuck doing it? Is my guy Baker Mayfield? Like, Colin, no.
We used to watch gods play the position. They no longer gods playing the position. There's no Peyton Manning walking around.
Is Sling It Sam Darnold doing it? No. Stafford?
Malik Willis?
Like, hear me on. So what is the Stafford count as Stafford? No. Does he have an MVP?
No. Yes, he got the MVP last year.
All right, he's got a Super Bowl. If he wins an MVP and a Super Bowl next year, he's a Super Bowl. The reason I'm bringing this up,
40-year-old.
The closest you have,
2 Super Bowls away.
The closest you have of a player doing it is 40-year-old Sam Darnold. That's where I'm at.
Matthew Stafford.
Sorry, Matthew Stafford. That's where I'm at, brother. No, the answer is no.
Mahomes is going to be one of those rare players that has 2 Hall of Fame careers likely in one. And if he retires today, let me rephrase this question. Mahomes could retire today, and he's a top 4 player in the history of the position.
Who'd you put over him? Brady?
Brady.
Okay.
You're probably making a decision about Peyton Manning. And even though he hasn't had the same playoff success.
No, Manning's great. I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's better than Elway. And then you probably put Montana.
Yeah.
And probably those 4. I mean, he's better than Rodgers. He retires right now. He's better than Rodgers. Yeah, he's more.
Number 4.
Mahomes is a better player than Rodgers.
Now,
let's stop kidding ourselves. And Mahomes, the top 4 player, he's better than Breeze, right? He's better than Roethlisberger. He's better than Unitas.
Mm-hmm.
He's better than Elway. Took Elway to his 30s to start winning Super Bowls.
It's crazy nuts out there would argue Elway. I'm telling you, but I agree with you. People would argue Elway.
Mahomes is what Elway was. Mahomes was a physical freak, and that's what Elway. But Elway couldn't win early. Elway played 3 Super Bowls before he won one.
Yep.
So he's not better. It's not better than him. He's better than Moreno. Mahomes is a top 4 player at the position already, ever.
I'll give you possibly maybe someone who I haven't seen play an NFL game in Fernando Mendoza and a 40-year-old Matt Stafford.
Number 4.
I mean, that's the best I got for you.
Jackson Dart.
I mean, seriously, though, the big names like Allen and Burrow and Jackson, they've played too much. The Miami Heat officially, by the way, 5-5, presented by Flagler Credit Union, number 4.
Number 4.
Today, the Miami Heat officially introduced Giannis and Bobby Portis to the media. Colin, if the Heat are done adding big names, then what is the ceiling for this current Miami Heat team?
A playoff series or 2. I can't see it being that much more. You need depth in teams. The star power, just get 3 stars and figure out the rest era is over. That doesn't work. Look throughout the last 10 years of the NBA postseason. You tell me 3 stars and a hodgepodge of random assortment of toys after that. You tell me that works. So I'm not saying that the Heat are going to stink, but I'm saying you need to come up with a roster. You need to construct a roster. And I know everybody's talking, it's Pat Riley, it's Spoelstra, it's the coaching, it's this, that, and the other. Fine. Build a roster. You need to have a great roster to accompany what Giannis – and that's not even considering the fact that Giannis has been hurt 2 of the last 3 postseasons. So that's another thing to add. Portis is not young. Wiggins is not young.
I think it's championship or bust as long as that guy's on the team. And if this is...
I don't know. Then why wasn't that the case with Milwaukee? I mean, everybody's talking any team that Giannis is on is a contender. Really? Since when?
Milwaukee.
Since 2021.
I understand. I also will argue Milwaukee was a dying team. They were in denial. They needed to get rid of Giannis, and they needed to restart.
Hey, because it was Giannis. It was Giannis. I know they didn't have a Bam, but it was Giannis, another star, and that was kind of it.
So,
and Nate Amen, you should check his stats in the Summer League. who was the Milwaukee Bucks, formerly
Now
the Heat pick.
That Burris kid's playing well, though.
Very good. He was a great player. Amen's he had a good game the other night, but he has been a classic Nate Amen. Let's put it that way.
You hate Nate Amen.
Number 5.
You hate a 20-year-old kid. Fair play to you.
Oh, come on, dude.
I mean, bro,
I still think he's a great player. I'm allowed to criticize.
Kyle, all I'm saying, brother, all I'm saying, give the kid a chance. Bleacher Report, Kyle, released Mount Rushmores for every city since 2000. So once again, Bleacher Report released sports Mount Rushmores for every city since 2000. Miami is Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Sasha Barkov, and Jason Taylor. Would you make any changes to the city of Miami's Mount Rushmore?
I mean, you're not. Listen. I know everybody loves Jason Taylor. I know he's on the Dolphins Mount Rushmore. If we're gonna really draw it up, I know he's a big fixture of South Florida sports. Did he play in a singular playoff game? The answer is not yes. Then what are we doing?
Now, let me ask you this. Let me look that up while I ask you this. What Miami?
I don't think he played in a singular playoff game.
You gotta put a Dolphin on there, right?
Do you?
You tell me, brother. They had an undefeated team. Put Don Shula up there. I put Shula over Taylor.
Well, he said, remember, it says since 2000. Since 2000.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to think about it that way. You got to think.
I told you twice.
Since 2000.
I told you twice, and I forgot the assignment. I'd put Lionel Messi on there. I'd take Taylor off and put Messi.
I would not put Messi on there.
Won a title.
I think if the World Cup, won a title. It's not the same. He hasn't been there long enough. He hasn't been there long enough.
Still won a title.
Granted,
He's the biggest. Now you know how big Messi is, Kyle. I don't know, man. I think you put.
You're talking about worldwide star. You're not Miami. I mean, you could be a huge worldwide star and not necessarily be Miami.
Maybe I'm being biased. Let's put my bias aside. Put a Dolphin on there if it's not Jason Taylor. Who is it? I don't know. I think that I really they've been, and it hurts me to say this. They've been irrelevant.
It's hard to say because what are you going to do? Early Marlins? I mean, you can't. That team was, you can't. You're going to put Castillo on there, Alex Gonzalez. I mean, you're not doing it. So I don't know if there's anybody on that list that I would necessarily consider. Miggy was only here in the early days. I don't know. I don't know if there's a Marlin either.
Josh Beckett?
No.
Ivan Pudge Rodriguez? They won championships, right? I mean, 03.
They won 2003.
03.
So the thing is what the Miami has not had a ton of sports success outside of the Heat and the Panthers. They've not, right? Like the Dolphins have been a dumpster fire.
All right, let me ask you this: putting a Miami Hurricane on there, 01.
How about this? Well, are we overthinking this? Should there be 3 Miami Heat players on this? 3 Heat pieces? Should Spoelstra be on this? Should Pat Riley be on this?
Probably.
Pat Riley.
You're gonna take off Barkov?
No, I'm gonna keep Barkov on.
You're gonna take off
Dolphin.
Taylor?
Why, yeah. Well, you want to put a Dolphin for what?
Yes.
Hey, Miguel Gutierrez is a Tiger.
Yeah. He played for the Marlins though, but that
he was young. He was young.
Yeah, but he played on the 2000 team, I think. To Elias's point, he did play on the Marlin team, but he did. It was young Miggy though. It was very young Miggy.
I'm shooting from the hip. I'd like to say he played there for maybe.
By the way,
the extent
Taylor
of that opening contract.
Taylor played in 6 playoff games with the Dolphins between 97 and 01.
Okay, well,
recording a postseason victory.
We're talking about 2000.
Yeah, 2000, a postseason victory against the Indianapolis Colts in 2000.
It was the last win the Dolphins ever had.
Yep. And I don't think they've been since. Am I right? I mean, excuse me.
Yeah,
they
Tua.
What's the stat? That's it. They haven't won in 26 years. That's the stat.
What year did he retire? Let's find that out.
Yep.
What year did Jason Taylor retire? He retired in 2000. He retired in 2007.
2011.
He was a one-time defensive player of the year, 3-time first-team All-Pro.
Played his final career game on New Year's Day, 2012, with the Miami Dolphins.
I mean, geez. You ask 100 Florida sports fans if they'd rather meet Jason Taylor or Pat Riley, and you tell me how many say Jason Taylor.
The Dolphins are big, though. When they're good, they're big.
That's fine. They don't deserve anybody on the Mount Rushmore.
Are you putting?
You're talking about.
What about Tua? He got a $200 million contract. Shouldn't he be on this list?
Daniel. Should we put Chris Greer on there?
Lauderdale Mike driving on Las Olas.
Going to elbow room. You mock the Bills fans.
It's still pretty
Pat
cool.
Riley. This is Riley, Wade, LeBron, and Barkov.
Yeah. God, I feel like Miami fans are so mad that they have to put LeBron on there. Every Miami fan I talk to is bitter about LeBron, dude. Bitter.
It's fine.
They hate
He is
LeBron.
on that list. He is on that list.
He is 110.
He is on that list.
Kyle, he's not 100. He is 130% on that list. They don't win without him. If it's Wade and Bosch, goodbye.
That was number 5?
That was the 5 and 5 presented by our great friends at Flagler Credit Union. But Colin, if I can, brother, we got the Open Championship. We got the Open Championship going on right now across the pond. You know, Kyle, England might have, Great Britain rather, they might have not seen that tournament success at the World Cup, but certainly the Open Championship is always a fun time across the pond. And folks, the leaderboard update from the Open Championship is brought to you by Breakers Palm Beach and Kaiser University. A couple of big names kind of, positioning themselves for a good weekend, but we start at the top where Jackson Suber is 5 under. He shot a 65 today. Best round of the day. You got Daniel Brown and Sungjae Im at 4 under. A plethora of guys at 3 under, including Francisco Molinari, Thomas Dietrich, and Bryson DeChambeau. Continuing down on the list, Scotty Scheffler, who missed the cut in the last PGA Tour event, is sitting in a good spot. Shot at 68 today. He's 2 under, positioning himself for a run. Colin Morikawa also sitting at 2 under. Keeping on down, John Rahm, 1 under. So Rahm, Morikawa, Scheffler, DeChambeau, all within striking distance on that leaderboard. And once again, the leaderboard update is brought to you by the Breakers Palm Beach and Kaiser University. We are at the Open Championship. Looking forward to continuing to updating you on the Open Championship on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Summer is officially here. The sun's out, the grill's going, the weekends feel a little longer. And with Gießen 0%, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of premium wine without the alcohol. Bright citrus, tropical notes, clean, refreshing flavor made for warm nights and good company. From poolside afternoons to sunset dinners, Gießen fits the pace of your summer, keeping you sharp, social, and fully in the moment. Gießen 0%, real wine for real life. The moment is now.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE. Main office, West Palm Beach.
Sports fans, when it comes to your ride, don't settle for a one-and-done wash. With the Unlimited Auto Wash Club, you can keep your car clean all season long. Get your car washed as often as you want for one low monthly price, starting at $45. Dirt, pollen, bugs, and road grime, gone. Just pull in, get a full-service wash, and get back on the road looking sharp. Upgrade your car care with the Unlimited Auto Wash Club today. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO or visit unlimitedAutoWashClub.com.
The Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour is presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Duffy's Sports Grill is a proud sponsor of local youth sports and partner of the Orange Bowl Youth Football Alliance and the Orange Bowl Festival.
Whether you're an athlete,
coach,
cheerleader, or the whole team, join us at Duffy's for special discounts and a guaranteed good time. For more information and to find your favorite Duffy's, visit us at duffysmvp.com. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Go big and save big at Greenway Kia West Palm Beach. Right now, choose from over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned cars and SUVs ready to drive home today. That means more selection, more savings, and more ways to get the deals you've been waiting for. Whether you're looking for a fuel-efficient commuter, a family SUV, or a sporty new ride, Greenway Kia West Palm Beach has you covered. And here's the game changer. Big inventory means big value, putting more money back in your pocket. Credit challenges? No problem. The Credit Clinic is back, and the experienced team at Greenway Kia will work with you to explore financing options that fit your lifestyle. So don't wait. Find the Kia that's perfect for you, your budget, and your driveway. Call Lonnie Mister today at 561-433-1511. That's 561-433-1511. Or hurry on to Greenway Kia West Palm Beach, where big inventory means big savings. But don't wait. These deals won't last. Greenway Kia West Palm Beach.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Hi, I'm Wendy Sartori-Link, your Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections. The 2026 primary is on August 18th, and now is the time to make your game plan. Florida is a closed primary state, which means if you want to vote in a party's race, you need to be registered with that party at least 29 days before Election Day. Don't wait until the last minute. Check your registration and get election ready today. Visit votepalmbeach.gov to get started. That's votepalmbeach.gov. See you at the polls.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Orange Bowl Media Tour continues on here. Colin Russo here at Charlotte, North Carolina for ACC Media Day, joined now by the head coach of the Florida State Seminoles, Year 7, Coach Mike Norvell with us now. Coach, how you doing today? What's going on?
Oh, just one day closer to getting it kicked off here in fall camp. You're definitely excited, and you're just looking forward to the season.
Coach, number of years at the ACC Media Day for you, promoting the Florida State Seminoles, the players. Each year has got a different vibe. What are you trying to promote, right? The year after you missed a college football playoff, that's a big theme with the team returning after that. Year after year, what's the theme of this year's team that you've been sort of dialing in on throughout the day today?
Yeah, just for us, we're excited for the opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to this team that we've been able to put together. The way they've worked through the offseason, summer program, obviously everything that's in front of us. We understand the expectation that we have for ourselves. We understand the expectation that's within the program, and now it's time to not necessarily talk about it, but just go put it on display and tell our story.
And Coach, you got the players that are here with you today, Deuce Robinson and Jabril Rawls, guys who have been within the program, coming back for another year, getting Deuce to come back for another year of Florida State football, getting these guys to return, having these conversations. It's almost a re-recruiting year after year. What are you telling them in terms of, here's what I want you to accomplish? Is it about getting them back into the team, into the flow? Is it about getting them to the next level? What are those conversations like?
It's to go be the best they can be. And, they made the choice to be here. They made the choice to return. And, they understand, what we have around them, as well as, the impact that they can make within the locker room and obviously out there on the field. But those are two, great examples, as well as, many guys that are within our football team that, have chosen to be a part and are looking forward to be the difference makers, getting Florida State back to where we want it to be.
And Coach Norvell, last year, of course, didn't necessarily go according to plan. Neither did the year before. Year after year, things changed. The last 3 years, we could say, have been tumultuous. How have you adjusted to dealing with noise and dealing with media, fans, whatever it might be? How have you adjusted to that last couple of years?
Well, our driving force is not the outside. It's the driving force is within the inside. And for what we want it to be, for our expectation, and the work that has to go into that. And if we allow all of our focus to be on noise, to be on the outside perspectives, you're going to miss out on the work that's required on the inside. And that's been everything that I've been focused on, is these players, this coaching staff continuing to grow to make sure that when you look back and you see a season a year ago that had 5 one-score losses, what are we doing to get that corrected? What are we doing so that in that moment that we are coming out on the right end? Because as you win, years ago we won 19 straight games, and there was a lot of one-score opportunities that showed up in that stretch, and making sure that we're doing the things that are required, and really excited about how our team has responded to that, but also the way that they're working together to go be all that we can.
Dan Campbell has said that the old NFL tale, the difference between a playoff team and a team that is looking for a new coach or picking in the top 10 in the NFL draft is one-score games and how you're able to perform there. I want to talk about that really quick. You guys had 3-0 coming into the year. The Alabama win, of course, flying high. 3 very tight losses. I believe it was the Louisville game on that Friday night. It was the Miami game back after that. And I think it was the Pitt game after that. But point is, that's sort of where, it's a slippery slope when you're losing these games, and it's just sort of getting these guys getting up after taking a shot like that, like especially the Louisville game.
Yeah, it was at Virginia.
Virginia game, that's the one.
Double overtime.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Virginia, and that's with the Field Storm game. That's right. And so you lose the Virginia game, then all of a sudden you got Miami the following week. The slippery slope can be real. What have you noticed about getting guys to not only keep them off that slope to begin with, but also to try to get them back refocused after a tough one-score loss?
Yeah, and I mean it's the slope of the slope up and the slope down. It's all such a fine line, and for us it's about putting the guys in those competitive situations throughout the year, and making sure that as many opportunities that you can grow in confidence of how to respond, and the things that you can controlling the things that you can control, and also understanding the importance of every play of each situation. The preparation that and the sacrifices that are required, and that's what I've seen from this team, and they are embracing opportunity, but also they know what it takes, and the things that we have to do to be able to stand on that field confident in that moment.
Coach Norvell, I'm fascinated with the relationship between fans and the team, and also with the team with the fans. Obviously, the goal of the Seminoles is to serve the fans, make sure you guys put on the best show, win the most amount of games for the fans. But the relationship with fans and the team changes year by year. I don't think I need to explain to you, like, year by year, if all of a sudden you're a hero and then all of a sudden you're the villain. And I wanted to get your perspective on that and what that has taught you about not only keeping things inclusive to you and the team, but also keeping the relationship with the fans, even though the fans' relationship with you might change.
Yeah, I mean, it's understanding who we represent, and I think there's a great responsibility that comes with it, and I cherish the responsibility, and I know that the results of the last couple of years have not been what anybody wanted, and that's where for the coaches, the players, everybody around the program is making sure that the work that we're putting in, the sacrifices that we're making, the things that we're willing to do is going to put us in a position to give everybody what we want. And that's for Florida State to be back among the elite of college football. And, that is our sole focus is in everything that we're doing, making sure that we're respecting this program and all those that follow and support it.
How do you react when you see the negative reaction that can happen from fans around?
Yeah, I mean, I really, any reaction that somebody on the outside has, whether it's negative, whether it's positive, it's not more than what we're feeling, living it. And we want everything for this program, and when you have disappointing results, I mean, there's going to be negative responses, and that's just
college sports. That's
all sports. I don't care where you are. I played, whether you play in high school football, I don't in front of limited crowds. I mean, I played in a small college atmosphere. There weren't a whole lot of people in the stands, but that didn't change how much it mattered to me, and that's where for these guys, for this team, I mean, it's about being the best that we can be, and I've been fortunate to see that succeed at an elite level, and I know what it takes, and I know and believe in where this team can go, and looking forward to the journey.
Coach, last thing here, I appreciate the time. One thing that was interesting that sort of came out of nowhere from my perspective, Gus Malzahn goes and retires. Of course, somebody who you had a relationship with, and somebody who had head coaching, top of the line experience. Then all of a sudden, Tom Herman comes in. That was announced a couple days ago. You announced that he's going to be a special assistant to you. You're going to be taking over the play calling duties. the difference in the coaching staff this year versus last year with Tom Herman inputted is going to look like what?
Yeah, we're excited about Tom joining the program. Obviously, that's something that had some early conversations back in the spring. He came for a
that
few
was early
days.
conversations.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, there's going to be a specific role, and glad for his perspective that he can bring. But I really like the guys that we've been able to have a part of this staff, and the continuity of guys like Tony White coming to his second year as our defensive coordinator, Tim Harris second year, but taking over the role of offensive coordinator, and obviously all the great coaches, the passion and energy that they bring, elevating our student athletes. And so Tom is a wonderful addition, and looking forward to it all being put into play.
Was that somebody you had in mind when Gus Malzahn announced his retirement in February? Were those the conversations that were had, thinking that they should pick up the phone?
No. I mean, Tom, he came and watched spring practice. Tom and I have a relationship. I coached against him when he was at Houston. I was at Memphis. Herb, coached for him, there at Texas. But ultimately, I mean, this is a great opportunity for Florida State to get better. A great opportunity, I think, for Tom to get and be able to come and provide a unique perspective, a part of this team, and one that I do believe is going to help everybody, go get better throughout the year ahead.
And Coach, last thing here, the message to the fans coming into the year. I know there's a lot of uncertainty. I know there's a lot of question marks, and I know there's a lot of fans being, like you said, in sports, fans get they lack patience in a lot of ways. What's your message to the fan base of Florida State football coming into next year?
I'm extremely excited for this year ahead, and we have a team that is you've done a great job in their preparation. We've got a very talented team, one that is going to be what this fan base desires, and I've got a lot of confidence in what's going to show up there out on the field.
Coach, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I appreciate the time as always. I know the ACC Media Day gets tiresome after the 1100th straight interview and the 1100th straight question about Florida State coming off, and all the questions about job security and everything like that. I appreciate the time, and I'm looking forward to following you all throughout the year.
Well, thanks so much, and go Noles.
It's Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour continues on here. Colin Russo here at Charlotte, North Carolina for ACC Media Day, joined now by the head coach of the Florida State Seminoles, Year 7, Coach Mike Norvell with us now. Coach, how you doing today? What's going on?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Are you a business owner or handle your company's marketing? Banyan Printing and Signs partners with over 1,000 local businesses in Palm Beach County. Their full-service solution saves you time and money by eliminating multiple vendors. From business cards and brochures to direct mail services and signage, they do it all. Fast turnaround, free local delivery, and superior customer service are what sets Banyan apart. Could a market leader with 48 years improve your current model? Visit banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
The Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour is presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Duffy's Sports Grill is a proud sponsor of local youth sports and partner of the Orange Bowl Youth Football Alliance and the Orange Bowl Festival.
Whether you're an athlete,
coach,
cheerleader,
or the whole team, join us at Duffy's for special discounts and a guaranteed good time. For more information and to find your favorite Duffy's, visit us at duffysmvp.com. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Colin Russo. It is Mike Rizzo. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Listen up. If you're somebody who has been in a car accident before, you don't necessarily know who's going to defend you. This happened to Mike Rizzo a couple weeks ago when he got ran off the road by an elderly lady on her way back to Palm Beach, and he needed an accident attorney. That is where Mark Anidjar and Glenn Levine had his back and can get your back anytime, any place, anywhere. They're the best accident attorneys in Florida, and they don't even get paid unless you do. They want you to get the maximum compensation that you deserve, and there's 1,000 options. There's 1,000 examples. If you see Miami score a touchdown at Hard Rock Stadium, you see Anidjar and Levine, their advertisement right above the end zone right there at Hard Rock, and they're everywhere in Florida, and they cover just about everyone in Florida. That's car accidents, that's truck accidents, that's slips and falls, and they are the best in terms of getting you back what you deserve. Call them today, get a free consultation. Call them at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Look no further when you're looking for an accident attorney than Anidjar and Levine accident attorneys. You get Colin Russo, you get Mike Rizzo. It's Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. Mike, did you listen to the Rich Paul podcast today?
No, but I tuned into the Tyrese Halliburton podcast, which, was like in a theater. They did that in front of people.
They got Fanatics. They got Fanatics Fest going on right now. Which is all the people who are trying to get into Michael Rubin's white party.
Oh,
and
I see.
They make sure they do their show next to Fanatics.
That's
what
did you manage to get us into the white room party, Colin?
The Michael Rubin party?
Yeah.
No.
Are we? Is Russo and Rizzo on the guest list for the white room party?
I think we'd be a good ad there. I don't think we are.
Colin, it wouldn't be a good ad. It'd be an amazing ad. It'd be the life of that party. I'd be the life of that party. But Kyle, how about that? LeBron made his first appearance on some ridiculous, some no name podcast or
it's
no
Tyrese
name.
Halliburton.
No,
don't
once
do that.
again, Kyle, some no name podcast. Some guy you never see that guy in the league. Never see that guy in the league again. By the way,
be fair.
How about Bron? How about Bron dragging this thing along even more? He doesn't know. He's having fun. He doesn't have an answer. Colin, this is going to go into August. This will go into August. It's July 16th. This will go into August, I think.
I kind of agree. This is a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah, he has no and listen, like this is
I'm not waking up at night thinking where's LeBron going, but it's a waste of time.
Yeah, I laugh, Kyle, because the amount of family and friends I have in Cleveland who are really they are starting to lose sleep over it. I said, guys, nobody knows anything. Spare me
You'll
who
find
you're.
out when LeBron says something.
It's like will we talk to Rich Paul, Mike? I don't care. Rich is
Paul is telling everybody that LeBron's interested.
Exactly. Rich is a brilliant businessman. He's a Northeast Ohio man. No one's outmaneuvering that guy. He's got you guys on strings. They got
because he's a good businessman. It's not because he's from Northeast Ohio.
He's a good businessman because he's from Northeast Ohio. Kyle,
no one's thinking about Ohio State.
Come on.
No one cares.
Kyle, they're pulling the strings, and I find it hysterical.
It's a waste of time.
You
can't fall for it.
Find it hysterical that people are locked into a godforsaken podcast. Listen, at least the Rich Paul podcast, that the name carries. You hear the Rich Paul podcast, you turn on notifications. The Tyrese Halliburton podcast. Are you kidding me?
Halliburton podcast. I'd rather listen to the Tyrese
Stop.
Halliburton podcast.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
To the Rich Paul? Yeah, I would.
Dude, come on. Rich Paul's a star, bro. He's a star.
What is Halliburton then?
Like I said, a phony who you'll never see again in that league.
Oh, okay.
Colin.
Okay. You think I dislike Nate Ament more than you dislike Tyrese Halliburton?
We'll give credit. Ament hasn't played hasn't played a play in the NBA. We've seen Halliburton go to an NBA final, and the poor guy blew his Achilles out. I don't think he'll be able to recover from the injury. Did he beat my favorite team, and is there favoritism there?
Thinking about Ohio
Am I still
State.
upset?
No one cares.
Am I still upset that they lost to a phony Indianapolis Pacer team? I know it's Indiana. But, maybe I'm a little upset about that. But I had to watch his podcast today to see my guy tell me that, he doesn't have an answer. What I already knew before he joined. Colin, what I already knew before he joined the podcast.
It's on the news. Sky is blue. LeBron has no idea where he's going. And I tell you, if you're not looking to lose any sleep, lose any hair about thinking about where LeBron's going to go, and you just want to go to watch a game, maybe have a drink, and maybe have a little square pizza, Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place is the spot to go to. That's all the games on in one spot. You can watch baseball there, watch the World Cup final there, watch the golf there all weekend. When there's a big tennis tournament, when the U.S. Open is on, you can watch it there. Baseball, game by game, it's all in one spot. It's perfect because it's a sports bar vibe, but it also has, that fine dining techniques that you are looking for when you're looking for great entrees, great appetizers, great square pizza straight from Stone Street, Manhattan. Adrian's Pizza Bar is one of the top options if you're looking for a good sense of Italian food down here in South Florida. It's right down the street from the office from where we work, and we go there all the time. Telling you, it's the best food. They got 2 happy hours a day. It's open 11:30 a.m. to midnight every single day throughout the week, so stay tuned for it. Go watch the game at Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place. Go check them out today. That's Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place. Mike, you got to schedule a trip to Charlotte, my friend.
I don't know anybody. Now, my friend Elise, she just moved to Boston, so I officially don't know anyone in Charlotte anymore.
You don't know anybody in Charlotte?
I don't know anyone in Charlotte. My good friend Elise from college, from Ohio State, she lived there, and she was always telling me if I'm ever there, let her. I don't have anybody in that city anymore.
Wow.
It's
a great city.
I got a ton of I got a ton of people in LA, family. I got friends and family in Boston. Obviously,
I'm sure
family.
A ton in Chicago.
Ton in Chicago. My God, a boatload in Chicago. A boatload on the other side of Florida in Tampa and St. Pete. Yeah, I don't have anyone in the Carolinas anymore. Even my man Rowdy moved to Dallas. I don't have anybody in that city.
Wow. Okay. I don't have many people in Dallas, but I do. I don't really have. I have a couple people who are in here in Charlotte. They're actually out of town. They're both in finance. But
yeah, you told me it's money.
It's finance, bro. Yeah, definitely. You can tell they dudes in polos and khakis, in line at Chipotle. That's what. Yeah, that's.
Got to be honest. Since I moved down here, I don't have. Unless I'm going home for the holidays, or going to LA to see Uncle Johnny and Jamie. I really don't want to go anywhere. I would go to Florida.
You don't want to go to Dallas. Not
really. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love my sister Jenna and Opria and Rexy and I don't do cowboy boots and cowboy hats. It's what it is in Texas.
Even Dallas.
I have no idea. I've never been there.
Like that.
Speculate.
You've never even been. You never even been.
Never been to the state of Texas, Cal.
Wow.
I heard everything. I heard everything is bigger in Texas.
It's a waste of time.
You don't like Texas?
Texas, I do like. Actually, no. Texas is overrated, but that is a waste of time.
Now,
You've never been there.
I got told Dallas is a great city. Austin is hit or miss. I got told Houston is the armpit of America, and I hate to say that because our very own Theo Dorsey is from there.
Yeah, it's parking lots and freeways.
Yeah, my friends do not. They avoid Houston like the plague. The ones that live down there.
Yeah, it's got a lot of the thing about Texas is too much driving. Too much driving.
I like driving though. You got to realize. I grew up in the Midwest.
You love driving. You love traffic. You love all that.
I grew up, but you got to remember, in the Midwest we have cars. You people take trains on the East Coast. You do the subways.
I like walking. I like.
Yeah, well, you're able to walk New York City and stuff. Cleveland, you can walk it, but you got a car. You're driving in. You're not taking the train in. You're driving in.
That's a waste of time.
Like Chicago, actually, I stand corrected.
Chicago's got good trains.
I've been on trains. I'm sorry. I did trains in Chicago my 3 years living in Illinois. I'm trolling on that. Other than that, though, I've never been to New York, so I've never done that whole song and dance. New York. Vegas, you just get a taxi. I'm trying to think where I've been.
Waste of time.
Oh, Vegas is odd, dude. You're dead wrong. And folks, when I want to plan my trip to Vegas, I'm planning it with our good friends at Flagler Credit Union. I told you I recently went on a trip to L.A. to see my godparents, Uncle John and company. I was able to do that because I managed my funds correctly with Flagler Credit Union with my savings account. I have a personal checking account and a savings account. When I moved down here to beautiful Palm Beach County, I needed a bank, and I went with the local guys, Flagler Credit Union. They got 4 locations across Palm Beach County. Go check out one of them today. Go to flaglercu.org to go find one of the locations, to go find out more information. They got a location right here in West Palm. That's the one I go to. They are the official home of Florida Atlantic Athletics. FlaglerCU.org for more information. My guys at Flagler Credit Union.
Well, Mike Rizzo is going to take you from here with extra time with Damian Perez to talk about a little bit of what's going to happen in this third-place game. I know they get a lot of preview with that. Third place, France-England should be a classic at Hard Rock Stadium. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for some World Cup final action this coming Sunday. If you missed any of the program, go listen back, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts and all the interviews that we have throughout the week. ESPN South Florida. Giannis presser officially done. This has been Russo Rizzo right here at ESPN 106.3.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Wait, is that Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho, you think Brazil will win it all this summer?
Claro que sí.
Can I just say, you're my favorite player, ever.
Bet all of soccer's biggest matches this summer on Hard Rock Bet.